Okay. So today is the last class of the season, and we'll start the class with the fundamentals of acceptance and surrender. Then we will touch upon how to raise our vibrations, how to keep in pace with this whole thing, evolution, and then um, we will talk about these two questions. So the coming to like really basics. Before we even go to this acceptance and surrender, acceptance and surrender both are like something that we are practicing. In fact, it's our innate nature. At a soul level, being in acceptance or being in surrender is our natural nature. Okay. um, so what is it that we are accepting, and what is it that we are who is it that we are surrendering to? It is God himself. So God is the one who has created this whole universe, not just universe, let's say the whole cosmos, anything that you can ever think of, anything that you can see, touch, experience, or anything that you cannot experience, also something that is beyond our senses, are also created by God. Anything that we've read, anything that we have heard, everything is created by God. And He is the very essence, or the very, what do you say, the raw material of all of these created items, physical or non physical. Because of His presence, they exist. Without His presence, there is no existence itself. It is not like I'm not talking about life or death. I'm just talking about his presence. Even a dead body has his presence because it is still present in the cosmos. But there are lots of things that are not there in the dead body, that is there in a living body. So when we are also one of those things, this all of these entire things that are in the created creations are called Prakriti. There is a Purusha is God, and there is Prakriti. There are only two things. Now, because of the presence of Purusha, Prakriti exists. Okay, Prakriti can sound very feminine, which is why they call it Prakriti. It is just the masculine energy and feminine energy of the same God. Okay, but then when they split up, it is called masculine and feminine energy. And masculine energy is the what do you say, the energy is the divine energy itself, the Paramatma's energy, and the Prakriti is the manifestation of this energy. So this energy, when it is just in the energy form, it is always like this. Both are all together. But when God decides that I have to manifest into something in the creation, then they split up into Prakriti and Purusha, and then Prakriti. So everything that happens through this energy, because of this energy, is Prakriti. And this Prakriti has its own flaws, which means it is not equal to God. The the manifested part of God is not God himself. God himself is a union of both Prakriti and Purusha, which is that total energy itself. But then when it splits up, it has, the decision is to basically come down to a level and split up. So which means one level, which the one level, the manifestation has come. So which means it has sort of come down to from that highest energy to one form of lowest energy, where maybe at a physical level things can manifest, or a non-physical level things can manifest. So something like that, it has happened. So this part is never equal to this. Never it can be equal. So even when they say we are Aham Brahmasmi and all of those things, at least I'm not so well educated to tell all of this, but in my opinion, Paramatma is Paramatma. But when we have to become that level, we have to merge, and we don't exist anymore as an individual entity. So as of now, we are still existing as an individual entity, as his manifestation. So we all, rather this entire creation has its own flaws, and it comes with this three gunas called Rajas, Tamas and Sattva. And everything in creation has a different combination of these three gunas or nature. So let's say in me, the combination of this can be very unique compared to somebody else with the same Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva with a different unique combination, which means the percentages vary. Percentage of Rajas, percentage of Tamas, everything varies. So the whole Tamas is basically totally inactive, lazy, or not in action mode, and even all the negative characteristics and everything comes under Tamas. Then when it comes to Rajas is more like a transitory, it is more like a bridge. A bridge between Sattva and Tamas is called Rajas. It is an action mode. A person always cannot be in action mode. He'll be jumping to Tamas and he might be sleeping for a while, or he might go to Sattva and maybe be calm for some time also. So it is mostly like a bridge. A person cannot go from a total tamasic state to a sattvic state without crossing the bridge. He has to come to action. If he's not at all in action, constantly procrastinating, constantly in that inactive kind of mode, or in totally negative kind of mode, he cannot go to sattva. Even if you talk about God, even if you talk about this, listen to that, do gratitude, blah blah blah, it will not enter their head. Why? Because that initial Rajas part has not been experienced at all. So a person who's totally inactive has to become active first. Before he becomes active, he has to have a desire. So that Rajas state is more, it comes with a desire. Of course, even the tamasic state has a desire, but it is more destructive in nature or not very constructive kind of thing in nature. So the Rajas people, whoever are very Rajasic in nature, that is predominant in them. They are running behind desires all the time to fulfill some desire or the other. They are very active, very engaging to go behind a desire, acquire kind of thing. Then after that, for to such a person, um, if they go into sattva, like for example, they may pursue spiritual stuff also, and then even though, so a person will have a combination of sattvic rajas and all of that. So some combinations like that might be there where they have sattva also, where they have rajas also. So like that, if that is predominant compared to tamas, then they are very active, then they are very engaging in the world. So like this, everybody is divided into all of these things. They have such combination. A person who is completely sattvic also cannot go beyond all these three gunas. If a person has to go beyond that, then it is God's grace only. And it's like how our teacher keeps telling some, like you have to be able to cross even sattva to go to moksha, which means that the part of you that is, I'm doing only good things, I am going to be like that good, or God, even that also will disappear over a period of time. Nothing exists. You will become like one with the universe kind of thing, right? So there is no distinguishing aspect. So that is why God is called Nirguna. He has no guna at all. He is beyond Gunatit, they call such people. So anyway, so we are all in that state. So which is why we are a manifestation of God. And God is still God. And God is still the essence of this entire creation. So, which means because His energy runs through us and it is His wish that we are all manifested like this, we are like this. And we do have those qualities, and which is why we go from, like, we are co-creators, which means we also go behind a desire, we also keep running behind it, and because of that, something or the other, some change or the other keeps happening in the universe, because there is always that energy exchange that keeps happening. And our energies, if it is very tamasic state, we contribute destructive energy into the universe. And then if it is very sattvic, it is more aligned to the constructive energy of the cosmos. So like that, we are constantly contributing towards this creation, and hence the universe is constantly expanding. Now, if we have contributed always something that is destructive in nature, let's say I'm very angry all the time. Why did I become angry? Because I had a certain desire and that desire did not get fulfilled. So I am now angry because that desire that I want to acquire something is so strong that I just want to run behind it and I want to do anything to get it, kind of thing. So I can use any force that is within me to acquire that item, or physical or non-physical or anything. So then a person becomes angry. So is this very beneficial to the universe? No, there is no harmony in this kind of engagement. So coexistence is not in this kind of angry nature. So wherever you don't see coexistence, let's say when you go to a forest, or like a very dense forest and all that, you see a lot of harmony in the entire forest. All the trees are in harmony. In fact, even when a tree is dead, on top of that, there are mushrooms and other things growing. And even when a tree is dying or dead, also, there are so many things that are actually providing a lot of nutrients to that dead bark, also. And on top of that, also, something and all is growing. So there is a lot of harmony. Birds are living there, animals are living there, worms are living there, other creatures, crawling creatures are living there. So many things are living there, and everybody is abiding by the rules of nature. If they kill each other for food, they are not killing each other for pleasure. So there is no undue advantage of the ego. They do have an ego, they do have an identity, but that identity is mostly aligned with the principles of nature and the rules in which that animal has to operate or the tree has to operate. So, like that, when we are not in harmony with the creation, then simple things, it is only common sense. For every person, he will know what is the right thing to do, but he may not want to do it because there is some desire behind it, and that desire is saying, if you don't do this, then this will happen. So yeah, I want the desire more than doing the right thing that my head is telling me. So more we keep doing some of these things, and hence what happens, there is a system in place called karma. There is nothing like a karma which is more written or anything. It's more about an understanding of how energy works to bring us back to alignment. So this energy is always bringing us back to that center or that alignment or that harmony in which is into the. So this karmic principle says that if you will, what you sow, you reap, which means if you have sowed something into the universe, if you've sent out energies into the universe that are more destructive in nature, you will also face that consequences, which means you will also experience the same thing back, not because it is a sign of punishment. It is more for you to understand the consequences of why we should not be doing such things. So, and which is how karma plays. And like this, we have gone from, and to experience this beautiful creation of God, we have in the past come back as just souls who have taken a body and enjoyed. But over a period of time, due to greed, due to overconsumption, due to jealousy, or any of these kind of negative tamasic imbalances, we have gone to, instead of coexisting, we have tried to exist alone for myself. I want it. Me. So wherever there is a predominance of me and mine and those kinds of things, we usually tend to contribute destructive energies into the universe. And universe typically wants us to be coexisting in nature, like Vasudeva Kutumbakam kind of thing. Like everything is in my family, everyone is a part of my family. Like how, what does God think? Does God think that only so and so people who do puja to me or who do bhakti to me are my creations and rest of the people are my enemies? Does God, do you think God thinks like that? I'm sure he doesn't think like that because he's the father of this entire creation, right? So he will always think that I have different kind of children, and each of these children are always going to be my children. And I'm not going to have any biased opinion towards everybody, but I am going to definitely ensure that there is a system in place, or there is this energy in place, or the energy itself has this nature, you can say, because energy is God. So there is the system is coming to autocorrect people who are going towards such a destruction. So, so whatever brings us back to harmony is called dharma. It can be human dharma. It can be, as a female, something is my dharma. As a whatever roles that I play, it has its own, what do you say, some responsibilities that come along with that role. So when we are able to align to those roles and responsibilities, it becomes our dharma, which means I am first, even before I am a female, I am a human being. So my human being dharma is far more higher compared to maybe my feminine dharma. Then let's say as a wife, whatever dharma I have, that is comparatively less than the female dharma that I have. As a feminine, as a female or as a lady, whatever is my dharma, that should be come first. So it's more in that hierarchy, and there are lots of things where dharma is so vast that we may not be able to understand. Like intellectually, we may not be able to understand so much. So what God has done is, He has told that I am constantly inside you, constantly guiding you, the principles of what we should do, what we shouldn't do, like a small thought, a thought that says this is the right thing to do, go ahead and do this. And everybody, even smokers and people who drink, also know what is the right thing to do, but they may not do. They would continue to go. Everybody knows what is the right thing to do, in my opinion. But if they are not able to decide what to do, no, there is always some conflict of desire. There is one desire that has come and blocked their way. And now the desire is saying, come to me, come to me, come to me, come to me. But there is always that voice, or that inner knowing that says this is the right thing to do, go ahead and do it. So go ahead and do it. If you are able to do it, go ahead and do it. So many times we are not able to do it because that pull of the ego is so strong that we just want to go behind some desire. The desire of being right, or the desire of looking better in the society, or the desire of, oh, this is very dirty, I can't go ahead, I can't do this. So there is some belief, or there is some desire that I want this, so I can't do this. So there is a logical explanation in our head that we cannot be doing whatever you're saying, Mr. Inner Voice, because, okay, there is one logical explanation like that. So God is saying that, see, dharma is it's very vast. You may not be able to understand, but I will guide you from inside. You just follow me. You just be my instrument. I'm going to continue to keep guiding you. So that is what is the fundamental principle of how God operates through us. We are just his instruments. Now think, what is it that you are controlling all by yourself? Are you controlling your human body's organs and other things? No, you're not in control. You don't even know what is happening as of now inside the human body. Are we controlling breath? No, we are not even controlling breath. Because if I was in control of breath, then if I stop also, I should not be dying. Like my organs should not fail, because yeah, I am in control of my own breath and I am in command. So I should be able to tell my organs, hey, stop working for some time. I'm actually pausing the breath. After some time, continue, like switch on and switch off. That is also not happening. Now, let's say you are thinking that, oh, I have to do this. Okay. But how do you know how to do this? You might say, oh, yeah, I've done this in the past. That's why I'm doing this. But if you've done this in the past, you've done so many things in the past, how come you are able to catch only that memory of how to do that? How did only that appear in your head? So there must be some system that is basically knowing what you have to do and getting exactly that memory. So, which means that even before you got the idea that I have to do this, there is some other thing that is happening, planting the idea inside you to say, do this. So, like this, even thoughts, a lot of at this level also, we are not in control. So, we are not in control of our body, we are not in control of our mind, neither are we control of our intellect. Intellect is the discriminatory capacity of what is the right thing to do. That also we are not in control because ego is pulling on one side, the inner knowing is pulling on one side, even though there is one, that is the right thing to do, but you may not do it. Why? Because now if you are in control, you would exactly do what you want to do, right? But you are not in control of that also. So like this, when you in Shankaracharya's Nirvana Shatakam, he says, "I'm not this body, I'm not this mind," and all of that. So it's a beautiful verse where he talks about who am I kind of thing. Either way, we are now in this body, and you can say that the God is within us, and as a soul we have taken this body to experience a human body at a body consciousness level, which means the rule is as soon as you get into the body, your understanding of who I am is totally lost. It is totally lost. That is the way this human body works. Why is it that it should give us this amnesia? Because we have to remember, we have to experience the genuinity of this experience, this human body. Let's say I'm Smita, and I may live maybe, let's say, 80, 90 years or 100 years or whatever. For this 100 years, my experience, various experience of Smita has to be very genuine. I should not remember, or I should not get mixed up with my past bodies. Or let's say I was a male in the past body, or I may have been a thief in the past body, or I may have something else in the first body. Or I may have different parents. I may have a different husband. I may have a different wife. So many different things might have been there, no? Now, if let's say somebody comes and now suddenly, let's say I remember that I was a sadhu in my past life. And I remember all my qualities, I remember all my likes and dislikes, and I remember all of those things. Suddenly, do you think I'll be able to lead a wife's life here? A life of a wife, a life in this samsaram, where I am a mother, I am a wife, I'm doing my duties, just cooking and doing these things, these kind of workshops and whatever, to all of the people around me. No, at that time, my whole desire will be to just go and become a sannyasi again. Why? Because that has now become predominant, it is very attractive. So, like that, I don't know how many lives we've led. So, in every life, the fundamental rule that has come into play is don't remember what you've done in the past life, because this experience has to be genuine. And every time in every body, because we know we don't remember who we are, we don't remember we may remember, we'll continue to just remember the knowledge that we acquire, not the worldly knowledge, but the habits and the virtues and other things. It will continue to refine our subtle body, but we may not we may not take anything to the next body that is very common to this body. We may take the nature, we may take our habits, we may take the way we think, all of that we may take to the next body, but we may not take the very, very unique items that is very specific to this body, my relationships, all of that we may not take. Even knowledge we will not take, including like science, maths, all of that also we don't take. But we take the hardworking nature that we have, we take the discipline that we have, we take the acceptance, that the nature of acceptance, the practice, all of that we've done here, it will get carried forward to the next life. The art of surrender that we are doing, it will get carried forward to the next life. But other things that you specifically ran behind a desire to make this body comfortable and all, you may not take to the next life. So, like this, we acquire a lot of ups and downs, and these are called karmas. Because the more you acquire positive karma as well as negative karma. Negative karmas are more like a lesson where you have sent destructive energies into the universe. And to balance that back, experiences are going to come back to us. And in these experiences, there are some experiences where knowledge will not make them go away. You have to experience it. It's not enough if you know that that was, oh, that is wrong, I shouldn't have done that kind of thing. It is not enough. You have to go through it. It is like a something like that physical experience itself is going to be your lesson. And only after the physical part is experienced, then only that thing will go away. There are some karmas like that. There are some karmas where you will just get that knowledge, you'll get the awareness. Oh my God, it's like this. Okay, fine. That's it. That itself is enough. That itself is more than enough for it to go away. So, like, because there are so many things called unforgivable, unforgivable, where maybe somebody may have killed their parents. They are not forgiving at all. You cannot so some of these things are like, especially with respect to parents, no, whatever we have are very, very unforgivable stuff. So especially with parents and with people who are very, so kindness is very important in life. Kindness, compassion, all of those things are very important in life. So fundamentally what they are saying is all of that is there. There is this karma, and now there is a huge bag of karma that we are constantly accumulating, accumulating, accumulating. And then in every life we are coming, we are taking a subset of that. And then we are saying, okay, fine, these are the XYZ lessons that I have to learn because I've done some karma in the past, some negative karma in the past. So I will bunch up some positive karmas because I can't just have miseries and suffering only all my life. I'll have some positive stuff also. I'll just get some positive uh, balance also into this life to like cushion me while I'm handling all these things, while I'm learning these hard lessons. It'll cushion me. Like, what are those cushions? Having great parents is one cushion. Having some amount of financial stability is a cushion. Having children who listen to you is a cushion. Having having people who are in alignment with you is a cushion. And health is a cushion. Some of these positive things that actually makes you feel grateful. They are all like cushions that you have only earned, but now you're just bringing a part of that package into the in the current life. So that is called prarabdha. Prarabdha is a mixture of your positive and negative. Negative is like lessons that you have to learn and maybe convert it to positive. Typically, we are converting it to positive only, but then at some point in the future where let's say everything is now positive, at that time they're saying that usually the Bhagavad Gita and other Shastras will tell that even if you have a full positive balance also, you have to take a body and you have to come back here and then you have to finish off that positive experiences here itself, and then it has to become zero. The account balance has to become zero. So every time, although we come here with some negative thing to manage and all of that to learn the lessons, now how do we know what is the negative? Is it written anywhere? Can identify, like, I don't even know in my past. Let's say I don't even remember what I did in the past. So whatever that is connected to my past, how will I remember? I won't remember. So there is a pattern. And what is that pattern? It says, okay, we will have contract with our POSEs, people, objects, situations, and experiences. All of these negative or positive. Well, let's say whenever you need positive also, that also will come. Whenever you need negative, that also will come. So either way, they will come to you in the form of POSEs who will trigger that part that is within you. Now, let's say there is a huge thing. Now, let's say in your prarabdha is actually encoded in your DNA, they say. Okay, in the form of light codes is what is mentioned in many books. At a DNA level, it is encoded. And when they it is more about energy, frequency, and vibrations, right? So when the POSs in front of us behave in a certain way, or there is some drama happening in a certain way, that will match with the frequency of what we have inside, negative or positive or whatever it is. For example, let's say somebody is playing a beautiful music, and that is exactly triggering some frequency which is joy or gratitude, or like some bliss or something within you, then that also will get triggered. It will actually give you some, it is like conservation of energy. It will actually conserve some of your energy to keep going in this life. All of these positive experiences that we have in our life, they are more like cushions. Like I said, they are more like shock absorbers. Okay, they absorb the challenges and other shocking experiences that we have. They cushion us into all of these things. So like this, some positive experience do that. Now, let's say when negative experiences come, we don't like it, we dislike it. Why don't we dislike it? Because we have those frequencies which are negative in nature, right? So they will come in that same form only outside. It's like, imagine there is a, so this person, this frequency wants to marry the frequency that is within me. This frequency will now try to come out to go and meet this frequency, because they are both matching in nature, right? So it's more like a feminine and masculine coming and meeting each other, right? Something like that. Something within me wants to meet and experience this whatever the energy that POSC is giving off. It's more like that, right? So there is a when that match happens, what will happen? You will feel triggered, and the way that whatever is inside is coming out is more like that negative energy that you're feeling. Anger might come out, irritation might come out, frustration might come out, anxiety may come out, jealousy may come out, competition kind of feeling might come out. So many things like that will come out. I'm not enough. I don't feel respected. All of this might come out. Why? It was already there. You brought it as a part of your prarabdha, as a part of your soul plan only. You brought all of these things. So whatever is there, that is inside only, is coming out. Now, what did these people in front of us do? They only triggered it. They are helping us execute our plan, our soul plan. Like that, we are helping them execute their plan. They'll also have some soul plan. But we will never be able to see what is the soul plan they have. They will never be able to see what is the soul plan we have. It is more of Maya, right? The entire Maya is structured such that I will see, I will, I will observe something happening in front of me, and I will think whatever is inside me only. The language of that perception that we have, the perception that I have, is based on the beliefs that are within me only. That is accumulated within me as my prarabdha or as my karma. The way my habits are built and all of that, my personality, based on my personality only, I will think. But somebody else, when they look at me, they will think from their personality. So when you are thinking like this is how experiences are coming to me, and this is how karma is shown to me. And it is, and of course, in this life we will also have a plan, let's say, where knowledge is also coming to us. There are parts of our life where there is no knowledge but only suffering, suffering, suffering. We have no clue what is happening in our life, what to do. That is a part where you have to go through it, there is no choice. But there is a part where you will get knowledge also. And yeah, it's who said it's going to be easy to execute some of these things? No, it is not easy. We pay a lot of penalty for putting destructive energy into the cosmos as ambassadors of God. So hence we have to unlearn whatever we did and then learn to change our habit. So only when the habits change, then when we the perspective to look at something changes, then we change, right? That means the belief that we are filtering, right, that has to change. So like this, karma is coming to us. Karma is, we are making karma, we are making more and more karma, or we are removing, we are, what do you say, melting some karma. So many ups and downs, plus minus, plus minus, plus minus. mathematics keeps happening, and finally we die because the shelf life of this body is over. We come with a period, so many breaths in this life kind of thing. So many breaths means so much of period is available to you, so much of metrics is available to you. After that, you can't live here even for one breath more. And this has nothing, this span, no, this lifespan has nothing to do with your disease. It has nothing to do with your habits. It has nothing to do with anything. It is just that before you came itself, based on whatever factors, it has already been decided that this is going to be the period in which I'm going to use this body, and beyond that I can't use the body. So like that, there are people who will live 1 or 2 years also. There are people who will live for, let's say, 8 years also. There are people who will live for 50 years also. There are people who will die at 60 years. So we should not judge a person. Don't make the habit of judging a person and his lifestyle connected to his death. Death is separate. He had all the opportunity to, let's say, go towards his goal, which is moksha, or let's say alignment, being one with God, or whatever it is, which is his highest possibility. His highest version of himself is God. And that highest, we have to constantly keep working towards going to that highest version of ourselves. And how much we do within this period that is assigned to us is that opportunity. And there has to be some exit path that a person would have already planned. Okay, I'll die of a heart attack. So for that heart attack to happen, there will also be some sequence of events that will lead him to a heart attack. Oh, I'm going to die of an accident. So there will be some sequence of events that will take him to that point of accident. And I'm going to die like a drunkard. So there will be some series of events that he will drink, 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 and then maybe his liver will fail, and then he will die. So there will be some series of events where he will say, I will have cancer and die. So I will have cancer and live to tell the story. I will have cancer and die also. And at that time, a person who has already decided that I'm going to die like this only, that I'm not going to, like, that is the last aspect of my life. So to that person, you tell him, oh, go to this natural treatment, that natural treatment. It will not at all enter their head, or they will be totally against it. Something like that, it will be something like that will happen, which means they will not be aligned to the frequency of healing. They will not resonate to the frequency of healing because that was not meant as a part of their destiny. So they will not heal. So at that time in our culture, we basically blame. We say, see, they did not do this. That is why they died. So these are the things that we should stop doing, judging people and their choices at a soul level that they have made in their life. We should stop, because what is coming to us is our triggers only. We are not seeing anything else but our triggers. If it is negative, if it is positive, then those are also something to be grateful for. That's all. So always look at your reality from a point of view of, it is coming to show me certain karmic imprints that I have to pay attention to, that I have already done in the past. And I have to remember that this was a destructive thing that I did. But now I can't do anything about it, because God knows what all were the circumstances of my past that led me to that kind of, what do you say, pattern that is within me. But I should remember that today that is no longer necessary. I no longer need to hold on to it. I no longer need to identify with it. I no longer need to connect with it. I no longer need to pay attention to it. All of that has to be there. It is from my past. Anything that is making me feel uncomfortable, blah, 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 and all of that, it is more to do with my past, and it has nothing to do with my present. And hence, I don't have to pay attention to that so much, or react back. In the past, I used to react, but now I don't have to react because it's not my identity anymore. So why should we accept this aspect that is basically disturbing me, that it is a part of my past? It is no longer beneficial to my current path or my current life or my current whatever. It is not having a connection. It has already lived, the belief system has already lived its journey. It has also come to that expiry date, and now you have to let it go. So don't try to save a dying belief system. Like the way we can't save a dying person, we can't save a dying belief system also. And the only way to know if something is dying is it is going to be triggered by somebody in front of you. Now, this is what is called acceptance. Acceptance is not just being aware of what is happening at that moment. Oh, see, I just got triggered, and I'm feeling this anger, I'm feeling this fear, I'm feeling this anxiety, I'm having this jealousy, I'm feeling this should not happen to them, this pride, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Yes, you're aware. Let's say knowledge has come through the classes and you're now aware that it is happening. You should still put knowledge on top of it to say, it is not having any meaning in my life anymore. I don't have to be so serious about it. It's like you have to just start chill kind of thing. So that is what is called acceptance. Acceptance means there is no action required from your side. No need to even react mentally. Okay, mentally you don't have any agitation anymore. It is more like a calm and still water. It is not agitated like this. It is not a pond or anything that it is shaking. It is not, the water is not shaking like this. It is calm. So acceptance is a calm state. You don't have agitation about whatever is happening in front of you anymore. And we come to that state over a period of time by constantly practicing and teaching ourselves that it is not important. This is not, whatever I am experiencing by this pose is due to my own belief systems or that baggage that I am holding on to. And I have contracted with these people like how we sign a contract and say you have to work for me or something like that, right? So mostly like that. So we sign contracts with souls, energetical contracts with souls, and we tell them that you come to me in the form of a husband, you come to me in the form of a child, you come to me in the form of a mother-in-law, you come to me in the form of a so and so. And when you come to me in this form, I want you to trigger XYZ that is already within me, because I want that to come out. I want to clean up from that part. Because in this life, that is my prarabdha. That is the subset that I want to get rid of. I want to convert that to, what do you say, positive karma. So can you please do that for me? Then they will say, yes, sure, because I love you, I will do that for you. Most probably, all the enemies that are there in our life, the worst enemies, the people we hate the most, they at a soul level are our best friends, because they are willing to be our enemy, and they come to us in this form to just to give us that trigger. So hence we should at least have the habit or develop the habit to not become very reactive towards the pose. The pose is more like a beating stick. It is more like they are more like people who have an iron rod trying to constantly burn us and all of that, right? Constantly triggering us something from within us. Your ego is like literally hurt all the time. They are constantly hitting the ego like this and saying all that they are doing, all this they are doing. Ego doesn't like it. Ego thinks that anybody that challenges the ego, that brings the ego to the non-comfort zone and all of that, I don't like this person. See, you only think, if somebody comes and constantly keeps appreciating you, how good you feel. If somebody comes and uh, criticizes you, how do you feel? You may have maybe some negative quality within you, but if somebody tells you that no, then you'll feel bad. Although you know that it is within you, you don't want to accept them coming and telling you. So this is what is ego. Ego says that I don't want people pointing fingers at me. I want people to constantly keep appreciating me, doing good things to me, liking me, what do you say, saying I love you. All of this, they want good treatment. Ego always wants to be comfortable. Ego always wants good treatment. Whether you deserve a good treatment or no, are we even thinking, I mean, is my prarabdha having enough good points, right? Is my prarabdha having enough good points that I will get all of this good treatment from the POSC? Only good triggers. When will we get only good triggers or majorly good triggers? When the balance that you have got back are only positive. There is hardly any negative because everything you finished in your past life. In the past lives, all the negative has been extinguished, and now only very little negative is there in your life, and there is only positive, and you want to make that zero. So then your life will be like almost good. Like you'll be comfortable most of the time, relationships will be good, children will be good, all the children also will be studying well, everybody will be toppers, and they'll also be into music, they'll also be into other arts, and they'll also be physicists, and they'll also be doing some, they'll also get Nobel prizes, and they'll also get music awards, and they'll also be doing seva in the ashram, and they'll also be very humble. So some all of these nice to have, wow, all this textbook kind of features, all of this will come into their life. How? When the predominant thing that they're bringing to their prarabdha is a positive balance. But if there is hardly any positive balance and there is a lot of negative that they have to first work on, and most of the time, positives are not extinguished in the beginning part of our journey, in the beginning part of our lives. Only negatives are, we are trying to cut off the negatives. Because to go forward in evolution, we need a lot of positive balance. So initially, all the negatives have to be accepted in our life to be able to get to a positive balance. It's like, how do you convert a negative to a positive? Acceptance and surrender is a positive, it is like a positive charge. And all the negative charges that we are containing, so this has to go and then make this positive. So it is more like that, right? Something that is in a higher state of positive balance only has to eliminate the negative, like a light only has to eliminate the darkness. So the darkness within us can be eliminated with the light of acceptance and surrender. It is more like that. So all of these karmic patterns that we have, or typically you know how your life is, how the kind of quality of people you have. Are you predominantly always sad, or are you also generally happy? Or are you getting opportunities to be happy? Are you getting the awareness to be grateful? All of these are also because of the positive balance only, right? Even see every single thing, like recently this Zoom class, right? This Zoom, Anita had a call at she had some class to conduct at 6 o'clock. This is her Zoom account, which she has generously given to me. So I told her it's okay. I'm going to prepone the class just so that I have enough time and you also don't are not falling short kind of thing. So I told. Then suddenly somebody pinged me and they offered their Zoom account. So this somebody who, and this is also because it was God's wish that I am offered this opportunity for some positive balance that I have in my life. So this is what we can only be grateful for. We can't, and once the positive balance is experienced, that's all, it's gone. We have to keep doing positive to actually have a positive balance. It's not like positive balance is always going to be positive, negative is always going to be negative. It's not like that. It is like a point, once you've experienced that, it is gone. You again have to stay in a positive balance to again be in that level. It's like you have to earn it, and once you've earned it, you've already spent it, now it's gone. No, it's more like that. It's like money. It's like money. You go and work for a company, they give you salary, and once that salary is now in your account and then you use that salary for something, then what will happen? That salary is gone. So it is more like that. Okay. So all these karmic patterns are more like that. So now coming to acceptance and surrender, whatever we have in our life, like I have already explained, we only have done it. We have done it, and where all of this is stored, all of this database is stored in our subtle body. This subtle body is like a bridge that is connecting the physical body and the soul. Okay, the soul is here, and let's say there is a subtle body. Subtle body, of course, has a lot of layers. I'm not going to get into that. So let's say there is a subtle body, and this is more like a plug and play. Now let's say this is the physical body. Now there is Smita, there is somebody else, and there is some. So I can keep going into my. So this will keep going and attaching itself to multiple physical bodies, and then the experience of Earth is experienced. But here the entire database of collection is there, and from here only the karma will come and play out in this physical body. But actually, there is a lot more than prarabdha, right? Prarabdha is a subset that we are experiencing in this life, but there is a lot more than that, no? So that when people are meditating and all of that, they'll experience not just the prarabdha, they'll understand, they'll also be able to go into other layers, which are the other karmic patterns that we have, and then they'll also work on it at a meditative level and all of that. That there's a way to keep going in this life itself. There's a way to access the entire thing and make it zero also with a lot of tapasya and all of that. It is possible. It is not impossible, but yeah, very few get to that level. So either way, what I'm trying to tell is we need to accept that whatever this physical body is experiencing in this life is a result of what is already here. So can you blame somebody who's bringing a message to say, hey, you have this XYZ as a part of your prarabdha, and you need to put acceptance on top of it. Acceptance means it was within me, it is within me from some God knows what life. I have made that belief in God knows what experience and what circumstances I've made those beliefs. But now it is about to expire. So just pay attention to it that it is no longer necessary in your life. So they are just bringing that message. And typically, people who bring those triggers, people have to keep bringing triggers. Some things have to keep bringing triggers to us. No, pose has to keep bringing triggers. Typically, who are the people who will give you most triggers? Are the ones you are exposed to the most. When you are in your childhood, your parents, your sisters, your brothers. When you're after marriage or something, it is mostly your husband and your children. If your mother-in-law is living with you, then your in-laws also. Whoever you have most exposure to has is giving you all that triggers. Now let's say you leave that person and then you run away and go to somebody else. Let's say I divorced one person and then I'll go somewhere. Now that pattern will also go with you, and that pattern will show up in some other experience also, means from some other. So the shape and form of the POSC does not really matter. It can come from anybody, because you have this plan that I need to work this subset in this life. It will come through any form, and most probably the entire life structure is already decided, because we are not in our awareness. No, we are not at a level where we can constantly go and rewrite our plan. We have already written the plan and we've already come down. It is like a frozen plan, and to some extent the milestones and this and that and all can keep changing, but whatever, that will anyway have to get executed. So especially when we are in body consciousness, it is like a plan that is already there, and it happens as per the prarabdha that it has already formed. So hence it is important for us to understand that our fundamental way of getting away from most of the issues that we face within us, the pain that we are experiencing within us, for us to get rid of that, the only way is to basically put the patch of acceptance on top of it with knowledge to say, I have only earned this belief system. I have only made these things, this karma from my past, and I don't have to put too much of logic to understand what is happening. What do I think? I'm seeing cockroaches these days every day. So do you think there is some connection to cockroaches? Or let's say I'm seeing people with a lot of blindness these days. Is it something to do with my blindness? No, all of these you should not think. All this analysis ego is doing. Ego has no clue of your past life, right? Your current ego, which is your body, has no clue of your past life. How do you think it'll be able to interpret what is happening? It can't interpret. So don't go into this analysis mode at all. Just say that, okay, I have a belief system that, for example, somebody, I read a message to say that, I think Sangeeta was messaging in another group, in my other group, to say that she has a lot of jealousy towards her co-sister, and she's noticing that in her life these days. So, or at that time, what is this jealousy? So she has something that I don't have. I desire that. Okay, I desire. Let's say her children are studying very well, and this lady's children are not studying well. I desire children who are studying well. So I can't take away those children. I can't claim those children to be mine. It's like, I like that apple, so let me take that apple. It's not like that anymore, right? So you can't even take those children and say, these are my children, you take away these children I don't like. You can't do all that. So it becomes more of like a jealousy that you cannot address at all. She has something I don't have. She has something I don't have. She has something I don't have. So it is more like a something that is constantly there. So at that time, all that you can do is, oh, I have this desire that my children have to be better than whoever they are currently. So, as per my prarabdha, my children are like this, right? What I have with me is my current, and that is the proof of what my prarabdha looks like. Let's say children who don't study. That is the proof. And how can you say no to whatever is in front of you? You have to accept them. You have to first accept what is in, uh, Sri Lakshmi, thanks. So first you have to accept what is with you in your plate. You can't go ahead and claim or desire for something that is in somebody else's plate. So first, acceptance comes from the fact that whatever is in my plate is something that I have earned through whatever channels I have earned it, good, bad, or ugly. It is what I deserve, and I can only accept that it is mine. It is my share. It belongs to me. That is what is called acceptance. Now, after you say this is what I have done, it is my share, it is my earnings, how can you go and fight with the POSC? How can you blame the POSC? Is there any room for any more, what do you say, fight on this, or any more questions on this or anything? No. You'll be like, okay, fine. And then that is what is that state of acceptance. That yes, whatever has been shown to me and whatever has been given to me is necessary for me to experience, because it is a part of my karma. Because I have done something to the cosmos, I've sent some experiences to the cosmos that are not very helpful, and now I need to go through this. So in the best judgment of the universe or the soul, it has brought these experiences to us, and I have only contracted with the souls that I have around me, the kind of people and their kind of behaviors and all of that. I have only contracted with them. Now who can you blame? Tell me. Before you connected to this body, this subtle body has all this database, and now the soul, your unique soul, has, or your unique personality has contracted with all of these XYZs in your life. Now, how can you blame this external entity called POSC? How can you blame them? How can you tell that they are bad? They are this, they are that. Logically, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So hence, we need to practice acceptance with all of this knowledge that I've just explained. That doesn't make sense for me to go behind them. And the more you keep blaming the people or your pose or something, what happens is more and more destruction into the cosmos, which is ignorance. More and more ignorance you're showing. So if a person with knowledge showing ignorance is far more destructive. A person who is ignorant, who doesn't know that he is actually causing destruction into the cosmos, is better than a person who already has the knowledge and is still going destructive into the cosmos. Because so that karma, the fruits of that karma that you are currently doing is far more severe or intense, which is why in this life, whatever we don't resolve, in our next life, we only will make a plan to make it even more intense, because now the karma's energy has become even more severe. So there's a lot to actually talk about this karma and all of that. So but what I'm trying to tell is, it is important that we practice the art of acceptance from a knowledge point of view and not a helplessness point of view. We are not accepting the person's behavior. We are accepting what is within us. As a reflection, we are seeing something of that nature. We are not accepting them. We are accepting ourselves all the time. So don't confuse the English word acceptance to go and say, I'm going to accept this also, I'm going to accept that also, I'm going to accept. It is not like that. I am accepting what is within me. And I have created this reality, and this reality is a reflection of me. So for anyone who's trying to change or fix the universe or the reality in front of you, we have to first, the rule of thumb is, it cannot change. You cannot change anything in front of you. So leave that alone. So let's say you can't change anything in front of you. Now, what can you do? Now you understood that it is a reflection. Okay, understood that's my reflection. Understood that whatever is I'm seeing in front of me is triggering me, and whatever I'm accepting that is within me is from my past and it has reached my shelf life, all of that, which means that discomfort equal to shelf life expiry. Okay, so whatever is the discomfort that I feel within me is all from my past or whatever, and I don't have to identify with it. I don't have to nourish it. I don't have to water those things, and I don't have to be reactive to the POSC anymore. All of that we have to accept. So once we've accepted that we don't have to fight it, it means we are in the state of acceptance and we have surrendered to the universal principles of creation. We have surrendered. Yes, I abide by the principles of creation. I abide. So that is what is called surrender. And you've also accepted whatever is happening as a result of what is within you. So acceptance also is there. Surrender is also is there. Now, as you cultivate this habit within you, what is happening is you are changing inside. Your subtle body's garbage is basically, its energy is changing. Now, as that changes, now the reflection also will change to reflect whatever you are. If you are black, the reflection is black. If you are white, the reflection is white. Now, let's say if you are gray. Now, if you have to become white, slowly that gray has to become white, right? You can't expect, when you are gray, you can't expect white in front of you. So the fundamental principle is, you have to keep doing acceptance work, even if you see whatever in front of you is still gray. You have to keep putting that effort to put that white inside you, even though you see gray in front of you. That is a fundamental rule. Don't, oh, I'm doing all this acceptance. Why is it still gray? Why is it still gray? No questions. You cannot ask that question. You have to keep working on yourself. If it is gray in front of you, it means that you are still gray. Some portion of you is still gray. Keep putting white. Accept, 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 accept. So don't try to change what is in front of you. Put acceptance within you, which means you have to change fully for something in front of you to reflect that change. It is possible if you relentlessly keep working on yourself without putting any expectation of how my reality has to shift. I worked on myself today. Let me see what is going, how much they will show. No, all that is again ego. You should drop your ego. Wherever there's expectations in my classes, I've already told you have already lost it. You have already lost that game. So don't go to expectations, which means you have to become blind in comparing. I did this, what is my result? I did this, what is my result? Don't go to result at all. Your focus is to become good in the practice of acceptance. Okay, so just keep focusing on the practice of acceptance, practice of acceptance, practice of acceptance, and the light within you will become more and more and more and more. And in that light, all the darkness that is residing within us inside our subtle body will automatically move. It will automatically just go off to a dormant state. Darkness will always be there within us. Negative beliefs will always be there within us, but they will become dormant because we are no longer practicing it. We are no longer paying attention to it. So don't practice your bad beliefs. When bad beliefs are shown to you, don't practice it. Don't give attention to it. Don't water it. Don't react to it. Reaction means I want to protect my bad belief. Don't threaten me. Don't come to remove my bad belief. It's more like that. Don't fight with the POSC mentally. Okay, so this is what is called acceptance. So surrender. So we are accepting because these principles that have been the karma principles and other things are coming because they are assisting us. They are assisting to clean us. So which is what we are in acceptance of. We are in acceptance of this entire system, and we are not going to fight it. And whatever is happening to us, it's not like somebody dislikes us and that's why all these bad things are happening. No, we may be in that level of consciousness where predominantly there is negative. It's not wrong. Tomorrow, once after few lives or something, positive will also be your experience. So we can't fight anything. It's you have chosen this experience. See, soul, right? They love this experience because they are always in Sachit state, Anand, Sachit Anand state, always blissful state, always Anand state. It's like every day you're in some going to office, coming back, kitchen, kids, duty, whatever. Someday you'll go to some Disneyland or some rides, Wonderla or some park, water park or something, and then you'll go on these huge rides and all of that, adventurous rides, and they'll be crazy rides. You'll go on that, no? And they'll be like, oh, and then you'll stop. It's more like that. So this journey is more of that kind of a thrill and experience, that kind of joy. But the more you come on this journey, you will actually progress faster in terms of evolution. People who are in higher dimensions don't progress because there is no scope of challenges at all. There is no scope of knowing their own problems because they have knowledge of everything. And when there's knowledge of everything, it's more like a leaked question paper in an exam. If you know the exam paper very well ahead, what is the fun of writing the exam, no? So when you're in the higher dimensions, it's more about the question paper that is already available to you. So there is no fun in growth at all in that state. So the only way you can grow is in a place where you are absolutely unaware about yourself, and then you're just using just knowledge and some tools like intuition and some tools like the POSC and acceptance and surrender and all of those things. You're using all of these tools that are being given to you, and then you progress. Like you take the candle and then you walk, or like a torch, you're walking in the darkness. So if you take this journey, your scope of evolution is much higher, faster. And hence, people rush to come back to earth. You may not like this earth now. You may not like your family now. You may hate living, God, when will this get over kind of situation you may have now. But unfortunately, you will be the first one to jump and come back to the state. Because you know, at a soul, they are basically just drama, and it doesn't matter. It is just you and your best friends playing some drama. So, why will you not come and then play this drama? You will want to come and play this drama. So, because it doesn't really matter at that level. So, the soul will keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And then at some point, it will have nothing more to experience in this earth because everything is over. Every negative it has experienced, every positive it has experienced, and now it will go beyond the positive and negative. And now it will go to something else. Maybe today it's this time it's Earth, and then it will go to experience some other dimension, some other planets and other things where maybe the rules of working there are different. So like this, we will keep expanding our consciousness. So that is what is called God consciousness. It will just go on and on, which is infinite. So as of now, we can only work by the processes of acceptance and surrender. You can't get carried away in the drama and you can't change your POSC. Your POSC is a reflection of who you are. So that is what is called acceptance. And coming to surrender, surrender. So what is non-surrender? Okay, one more point about acceptance is when I say that you have to be the opposite of what you are. Let's say you want somebody, you want to change somebody, which means you are thinking that their behavior is unacceptable. And what is the opposite of it? Opposite of non-acceptance is acceptance. So when you come back to acceptance that it is just a reflection of who I am, then keep applying acceptance, and then the thing that is in front of you also will change. Okay, so that is the thing you have to do. You have to be, you have to live, and your behavior has to be absolutely the ulta of that, and you have to practice that ulta behavior, which is what is called acceptance. Acceptance is the total ulta behavior, no, of what you are not in acceptance of that, but now you are in acceptance of what who you are. So that when that accept, which means there was something within you that you are not accepting, which is being shown on the projector screen in front of you. Now, when you are in acceptance of what's within you, slowly, you have to keep practicing only acceptance. And then only the thing in front of you will change. Someday it will change. When it becomes 100% acceptance, it will change. As you cross the 50% mark, slowly, you will start seeing that change. But it may not completely be there. Sometimes it may take months. Sometimes it may take years also. Especially the hardcore ones, with what our family and all shows, it might take few years also. And we have our entire life to practice all these things. There is no end, or there's no what do you say, timeline for any of these things, and this is going to keep happening. Okay, so that is what is acceptance. When it comes to surrender, typically this is coming from a point of our nature to control outcomes, which is again the same thing, control outcomes. I'm going to do a certain action, and the outcome has to be XYZ. I want to control it. I want that only. I want that only to happen. If something else happens, I'm in either in fear, or I'm in anger, or I'm going to run away or something like that. I'm going to I'm going to avoid it, procrastination, all that will happen. So typically the surrender comes from a point of saying, I'm going to be mentally ready for all outcomes, because outcome is not even a part of my responsibility. If it was in my responsibility, then I can choose whatever outcome I want. But if it's not even in my scope of control, like for example, it's saying, I don't like what Modi is doing, so I will go ahead and then do his work. Rather, I will ensure that whatever happens in the parliament, it has to be this decision only. Am I in control of whatever happens in the parliament? Absolutely no. So those are out of scope for me, correct? So hence, God's this fruits of action is also absolutely not in my control. So that is not We should not even go to that level. But what is in our level? In our level, we are only measured based on how well we do our duty, how well we do that work that is coming to us, how joyfully we do that work. Okay, and there is no joy, fine. But are you doing it sincerely? Are you doing it dutifully? Are you doing, let's say, a shoddy job? Are you doing half and half? Those kinds of things should not be there. Even if you're not, you still don't see a point in enjoying this duty, you might as well do a good job. So that is very important. You will be measured based on how well do you do your duty without compromising on anything and without expecting any results, which means your current duty or your current job that you're doing, it should not have any connection, or there should not be any hint of I'm doing this just so that I get that outcome. There should not be any connection like with outcomes at all. It should be done only for the joy of doing that particular work. So what, irrespective of what comes, you should have enjoyed it. It's like, let's say you are working on, you are, let's say there's a competition. You are working on singing some song. You have practiced, and you love to sing songs. Let's say you're practicing. And after all this practice, after all those challenges of ups and downs and schedules, now you, let's say, went and gave that, you went in the competition and then you sang on the stage and you came back. That's it. You can't do anything more than that. You can't cry after the results come. You can't say, oh, I did so well. See, that person did not even sing properly, but they gave first prize to him only. All that you can't say. You have no right over the fruits of action. Okay, so what God says is, I have, that is in my scope. You can't come into my scope of work. You can only do yours. And you will get your results based on many factors, your karma, your eligibility, all of that are necessary for me to give you the right things. I can't, just because you did a great job, doesn't mean I'm going to give you a great present, because you may not even have the energy to handle that great present. You may probably have an ego that is going to misuse that present. Who knows? But God knows. So we will never get outcomes that we cannot handle. Even though we may feel we are eligible for it, but we may, for whatever reasons, we may not get it. So whatever you do as a duty, offer it to God. Offer it to God and say that, think that you are doing your seva for God. And whatever results you get from Him, assume that it is His wish, His best wish for you, and this was the best gift that you could ever get from Him. If you are feeling unhappy at that moment, that, oh, why did I get this, it means that you are never in surrender. Only if you are in surrender, then the outcome, irrespective of any outcome, you will actually feel joyful. You will feel satisfied. You'll feel contented, because that is the power of surrender. God will make that different mindset. He'll give us a different mindset if we are in surrender. It's like a reward of experiencing surrender. Surrender is like a beautiful experience. You when you experience it, no, it's more like some you're in some heaven. It's more like that. So for you to experience that heaven of feeling surrender and all of that, you should do your duty without putting your head into the outcomes. And then only that joy or that beautiful drink is going to be given to you. That is what is called surrender. Because every single outcome is a part of our syllabus in this human journey. You can't say, I don't want this, I don't want this, I want this. Because ego doesn't even know the part of the plan. Ego is only the one who's experiencing it. So the one who's knows the plan only is bringing all these experiences, right? So it is a part of our syllabus. You can't resist it. You have to face it. And many times we don't like facing some things, right? At that time, tell yourself, it's okay. It's okay. I just go and I'm just going to face it. I'm going to look at it directly. It's okay. Even if I don't like it, I'm going to face it. It's okay. Let's see what will happen. I'm going to be prepared. Worst case is death. It's okay. If I know I'm going to die. Oh my God, I can't face death now itself because I have a small baby to take care of. If you had to die now, don't you think your baby's prarabdha also will have a no mother situation? Yeah, he very well knowing that only he would have come. Because he will have, maybe predominant of his journey will be a no mother situation. So it's all a match already made. You don't have to even worry about your kids without you, with you. We are all people who, I mean, the world will go on without us. You cannot think that without me, the world will never go on. I am this great person. There is not a single person on earth who will, who should think that without me, something will stop. Nothing will stop. Literally, nothing will stop. People will move on in their life. They will know. And that is a nature. The nature is to just move on. Yeah, they may grieve for some time, they may feel bad for some time, whatever happens, but no, nothing will stop because we are there or we are not there. So don't worry too much about all of your death and all of that, you are not present or whatever. Just focus on facing your fears and accepting your outcomes and all that. Okay, so this is acceptance and surrender. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Now, we are in whatever journey we are, we may not be in a level. So how do we raise our vibrations? To raising our vibrations means that we may have a prarabdha where we may get the exposure to spirituality, we may get the exposure to do spirituality, have the time, have the support system and all of that, the mindset, all of that may come, and all of that is actually a part of our positive points that I told. But if it is not there, what should we do? I'm not feeling like sitting in front of God and doing chanting or whatever. I don't have the time. I'm having a busy schedule. At that time, the least that you can do is be sincere to all the duties that you're doing, including your thoughts. Don't judge anybody. Don't think too much. Don't run away behind any of your desires. Try to, as much as possible, do everything from a what do you say, sincere effort. Everything has to be a sincere effort, and give your best effort. And if you have committed to something, do it. So many of these common sense that we have, no, as a human being, how should we behave, kind of all of that. At least do the role, or do play the dharma of a human being nicely. Play the dharma of a wife properly. Let there not be um, there is something inside, there is something outside. Hypocrisy, there should not be any hypocrisy. As much as possible, there is no hypocrisy. Let's say in the outside, that work had to be done in a certain way, but you will go ahead and fudge up and then say, I've already done that work, but it may not have been done to that great level. So don't do all that. If you have done something, no, raise the bars. Always, if you're doing some work, raise your own bars by doing something more better than what you did in the past. Let that be your motivation factor. The motivation factor is, wow, I was able to do this. I was able to at least go a little beyond today. In my seva today, I was able to do a little more beyond that. See, you can't actually get to all the spiritual stuff, puja, blah, 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 and all of that until you have worshipped your work itself. So, work has to be treated like worship in all your roles that you play. And that work ethic, you heard this word, a thing called work ethic. Work ethic means you will be able to see that person's work and say, wow, he has such good nature to basically work, that servant kind of nature. There is no, I can't spot a single problem about that person when he does some work. It may not be the efficiency or something, it may not be the knowledge, it may not be intelligence also. It is the kind of hard work, it is the nature of that personality that will make them superior. And if you are able to get better and better and better at that work ethic, the nature of service that you do, that service minded nature that you have has to basically go to the top notch all the time in all the roles that you play. Then it becomes worship. Today, if you are at this level trying to say, oh, I don't like it, this is good work, this work is like this, that work is like this, you are you are biased for some works, you're not biased, unbiased for some work. Sorry, not biased, so you're unbiased, you have to get to that unbiased state. So then what will happen? You will reach the highest work ethic. Today, if you are working like a kamchor, a person who is doing a lot of money and saying all of that. Tomorrow, if you are a person who is, if some work comes to you, you are like consider it done, and that too top notch. It means you have already made it worship, and you've already gone to the divine levels of that kind of work itself, work ethic itself. So, like that, your work has to become worship without any expectations. You are just enjoying the work. Every day, you're putting in something new flavor into your work. You're amusing yourself only. Let's say you have made yourself happy with the work that you've done. Let's say you went and cleaned the wardrobe. You put all your sincere efforts and you clean the wardrobe. And then you go and look at that wardrobe. Aren't you going to be satisfied with your work? That is a joy that you have to just rely on, not the expected outcome. Even if it's like the joy of folding clothes. While folding the clothes itself, enjoy that. Let me do this in a nice way. Maybe I'll change the folding to this level. Maybe I'll change the folding to that level. And maybe you look up some new folding techniques on Google, and then you'll make that folding itself better. Or maybe you'll think, why don't I get some new boxes and then arrange them on the shelf? You'll become more innovative with respect to cleaning itself. Let's say you are going to make a plan, how I'm going to maintain this house, or whatever work that it is you do. You are making yourself more and more creative, more and more innovative with respect to just doing that better and better and better. That is what you have to work on, and not the after I did that work, is it good, is it bad? Don't rely on the finished product. Just rely on the journey of getting to the finished product. Okay, so this was acceptance and surrender, and this is how you raise your vibrations. And a person like this, who is just making work itself his worship, whether it is with children as a mother, whether it is doing your duty as a householder, or doing your duty in the office, even in a company when you're working, work for God, work for the joy that you have to put into your work. Today they asked me to do testing. Tomorrow they are asking me to do documentation. I don't like documentation. I like to do only testing. I like to do only coding. Don't have any biases like that. In every work, there is something to learn. There is some, because you are constantly improvising yourself with any work that they give. No, you are making yourself creative in any work they give you, because you want to satisfy yourself. Your level itself is increasing. You are becoming a better and better version of what do you say, a worker. You have to improve the work ethic within you. And when you're constantly working to build a good work ethic within you, then which work, any work is okay, no? So like that also is raising our vibrations. So this is service mindedness, will help us get to a state called humility. Humility means there is no ego. And today, when we have ego, it means that we have not done enough service minded. That work ethic is not very strong within us. It is important for us to understand. If the ego is very high, there is no humility, there is, I did this, I did that, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. We still haven't got to that state of work ethicness, the good work ethic at all. We may be doing a fair job, but we are still cribbing, we are still comparing, we are still angry, we are still this, we are still that. So there's a lot of room for us to improve our karma yoga part itself. Our karam or our work ethic has to become yog or one with God. So for that to happen, it will take time, but we have to keep trying. So service mindedness, if you have to have, you need to become a worker. You have to become a great servant. A servant only has the humility to get to do any work without questioning and all of that. No, so hence I said We need to develop that service mindedness, like how a ideal servant would have. And that servant is a servant. This It's like that servant mindedness should be for the God that is within me. So if you keep doing, then even if you are like, if your child is constantly keeping you busy all day, you will not crib at all, because you are constantly focusing on improving that work ethic that is within you. How much ever they keep you busy, you are trying to see, huh, how can I become more creative here? How can I do something more extra here? Some one notch extra, how can I do here? Even when you're feeding your children, you can think, how can I just make this more interesting? Maybe I'm just going to feed the thing like this and make some game or something like that, just to make it interesting. Something or the other, you have to keep thinking that, how can I become a better servant? How can I become a better servant? How can I become a better servant? Absolutely, until if you've done a absolutely great job, you should come to the extent of saying, the humility should be such that if somebody says that, oh wow, you did this job, oh wow, it's so great, then you should not even be able to think, did I do this job? No, I didn't do this job. God made me do this job. I'm just his instrument. I'm just his servant. That should be the level of what do you say, thinking that we need to get to over a period of time. And Hanumanji had it. Absolutely. I mean, he had everything within him. He had all the knowledge, all the strength, all the this, all the that. But still he had the humility to say that I did not do this. God only made me do this. He stood within me like that energy of Purusha, and I am this Prakriti that is getting energized, and I'm just a manifested form. And whatever he manifests via me, that is happening. That should be the humility we need to get to. Okay, so, and of course, once you are able to get to, if you have the opportunity to do your connection with God with respect to your meditation, puja, reading books, reading God related books, hearing podcasts, anything that will keep you thinking about God um, predominantly in your day, you have succeeded in connecting to God. And then later, so if you have succeeded in connecting to God, at least in multiple different tools in a day, either through your family, when you're seeing your family, or you're doing service for God, you're thinking constantly about God. Because what we think about most of in the day, that is what we are getting better at. No, if we are constantly thinking about, my husband is bad, my husband is bad, or my daughter is not working, my daughter is this, my daughter is that, we are just becoming more of that only. that is our that is what we are chanting every single day, and what we think about most of the day, we are putting energy to that only most of the day. So that will become better and better at whatever it is. Better and better means better, it will become more severe, it will become more and more harsh, it will become more and more intense, your dislike will become more and more intense, all of that will happen. So as much as possible, if you are able to, in 16 17 hours, in 24 hours also, you can think about God. If predominantly, if your habit has, in your waking hours, if you're mostly thinking about God all the time, in your work, in, let's say, connecting to God in your chanting, or if you're not chanting also, through many different forms, meditation, whatever it is, these are tools, and it is reminding you of God. It is his helping you think about him, connect to him in his all various forms and shapes and all of that. Then what will happen? Then even when you sleep, those kind of thoughts only will come. You'll not get nightmares and all of that. Why? Because it's a reflection. You're changing your internal personality. So if you're able to do this, keep doing. See, even if you rise to highest level of sattvikta, you can drop from that level also. Which is why when Shivji keeps doing meditation all the time on his Ishtadevta, who is Ram, he also keeps praying. And Vishnu is also meditating. So, like this, Like this, we are all supposed to we are supposed to keep walking towards that infinite state. There is no end. There is no end of this journey kind of thing. We have to keep walking in the forward part for evolution to continue. We can't rest in this journey. And on earth, we are not here to do jolly business. We are not here to be jolly and happy and all of that. All of that happiness, joy, and everything is a result of our prarabdha karma's positive points. If that is not there in our life, don't even expect it. Without expectations, those things will already be part of our experience because triggers will give us that. POSCs will give us that. We don't have to work for it. We don't have to run behind any desire. Whatever is supposed to happen in our experience will automatically happen. Good, bad, ugly, everything will happen. Because it's a part of our plan. If predominantly joy is there a part of a plan, joy only, joy only will be happening. If predominantly it is challenges only a part of our plan, challenge. At the time when we crave joy, we will go against the plan, and that is going to again add one negative karma into our bucket. So hence expectations should be out of our thing. But we may expect, we may, as a habit, all of that has already come. So at least when you get the awareness, come back to that center. Okay. So as much as possible, after you get that, let's say you're constantly thinking about God and all of that, over a period of time, as you clean up through service, the more better servant you become, your antakarna will become clean. Your baggages and all will dissolve. Your attachment to your lower belief systems will start to fade away. Baggage means attachment. So when you're attached to all these belief systems, I must do like this. Without me, my daughter will not eat. I have to cook this only because she's becoming unhealthy. She's becoming fat. So I have to cook only healthy food for her. All of these are also belief systems. We are trying to control somebody's destiny. All that is not possible. So we have to work on ourselves and our triggers. Do your best, leave the rest. Leave the rest to whatever has to happen will happen. Drop first of all your expectations and don't run behind desires, because even desires are a part of prarabdha. Okay. If you have a certain desire to do this, it also means that there is a sadness attached to that expectation behind that desire. You are supposed to experience some sadness after you run behind that desire. It's also a part of your prarabdha and it's going to come, which is why you'll go behind one desire. So like that, there are so many things, that events that happen in our life just to make something happen, just to make so many lessons happen, so many triggers happen in our life. Those will keep continuing, but what I would say is, don't sit and analyze anything. Live in the present moment. In this present moment something happened, in this present moment some trigger is coming, that's all. Yesterday I ate this, yesterday it was very sunny, that's why today I have a headache. Yesterday it was raining, I got drenched in the rain, that's why today I got cold. No, don't blame anything, don't blame your POSC at all. You are supposed to get cold, you got cold. Can you even prove why you got cold apart from your ego? All these claims that we claim, because of that, can you even prove it? Beyond yourself, you can't prove it. You can bring research papers, all that. Yeah, it's all still a part of your reality only. Whatever is in your reality is because you have those things inside you. Okay, so this is all about what do you say, these things. So let me just quickly take these questions and finally end the class. Okay, the first question that we had was from Sri Lakshmi, I think. Yeah, Sri Lakshmi. In the past, we were talking about these lizards, cockroaches, and I was actually telling that if the dharma, or if the positive state, or if the nature of the reality is more dharmic in nature, is more they are working as per the principles. which are aligned in the universe, if the nature of that person, then the reality also may not have too many cockroaches or all of those bugs and scavengers and other things, is what I heard this in Mahabharata. And I have also heard this in, if you heard about Prabodh Achyuta, in his workshops, I've heard that um, in, let's say, if they go and do forest meditations and such nature meditations and all of that, and there are a lot of mosquitoes before his arrival. Typically, after his arrival, there are no mosquitoes, is what the disciples and all have claimed. Okay, I have not been in such a situation, but either way, what I am trying to tell is this is something that is written in these books and other things. So, which is what I'm just sharing. So, in with respect to that, she mentioned that, beautiful Smita, you open up a lot of doors for us. This is something I've not heard. When you are in a joint family, how could this be taken care of? Energy of all the people reflect here. Is it? So we can't control how others, so we can only increase our own energy. How should the conflict of others' energy be considered, or what is our role in this case? I used to have this question, will the others' energy nullify our efforts or something like that? So, so I'm sorry, this class is taking slightly long, but I just didn't want to finish off this abruptly. So hence I had to, this might take a little bit longer. Yeah, Pavitra, you can go. So, see, first of all, what we are, our reality, there may be 2 or 3 people in your family, right? 4 or 5 people in your family. Everybody is living in their own time space reality. You may think, oh, it's 4:45 in my watch, and they are also right next to me at 4:45. We are basically right here on earth. It doesn't work like that. It's actually not like that. It is like we are in our own parallel reality. They are in their some other reality, but we see a version of who we are in them, like a mirror. It's only that. So we are all in our own time space realities. For example, if you see some uh, object or something and you have a certain perspective to, wow, or let's say you see a rose and say, wow, such a beautiful red rose. Somebody will say, this rose is beautiful, but I don't know, it has a lot of thorns. See, look at the thorns, it's so pokey, it is so fat. So why did they see thorns? Why did you see only red rose? That is because we are in a different time space reality. We see something that is that is very unique to who we are, and they see something that is very unique to who they are. So we are not in the same time space reality, although it may appear that they are around us. Like that, similarly, there are so many people around us who don't have a body. So we are in a jam-packed universe. We think that in this air there is nobody, but actually there are people. I may be going putting my hand through them also. Okay, like that. It's more like that. So all of these energies contribute, all these collective energies definitely contribute at a collective level. It contributes. For example, these tsunamis, earthquakes, all that happen, no? It is a collective energy only. Collectively, if there's a lot of adharma happening on earth, at these tsunamis and other things come, it's earth's way of restoring balance. So she has her own formula or whatever. But either way, in a house, let's say in a joint family system, you will definitely be exposed to the prarabdha that you are supposed to experience. And the quality of people, the quality of experiences, the quality of situations and other things in your life is basically a reflection of your own prarabdha karma. You have brought it as a subset of baggage with you to work on. Now, what they do is only triggering, correct? What they are doing is only triggering. That is their only job. POSC is only triggering you. They may be that kind of person, but what you see in them is what you are supposed to see in that moment. in some moment, some belief system is supposed to get expired, or it is already expired, and it is now waiting to get out of you, waiting to detach from you. So then it will keep coming as a pattern. So either way, what I'm trying to tell is there may be a joint family, but you are experiencing only your reality. So I would say focus on yourself all the time, apply acceptance, apply surrender. Do not blame the POSC, do not measure them, do not do any such thing, and think that my karma is going to change if I do XYZ. You have no control over that, and you have no understanding over that. Like recently, somebody said, right, ma'am, I'm doing, what can I do? I'm doing chanting, I'm doing Ho'oponopono, I'm doing this, that, I'm doing that. But my father is drinking and my mother is also very sad and lots of financial issues. Ma'am, how can I make it go away? You can't make it go away, but whatever may be the challenge, are you able to apply acceptance? Are you able to apply surrender? Are you able to come to that stable state, irrespective of the situations? That is what is necessary, that's all. If I'm not able to get to that stable state, if I'm not able to get to acceptance, if I'm not able to get to surrender, then your chanting, then your ho'oponopono, then your gratitude, all that tools are actually helping you get to that stable state of acceptance, where you are not reactive at all, where you are not in fear, where you are not trying to change the outcome, where you're saying, I don't like this. All that is happening because you are resisting. You are saying that this should not happen, this is unfair. That is because you are in ignorant state. There is a gap. There is a gap. And to fill that gap and to come to a state where you can absolutely say, yes, what has come to me must have come to me because I need it. I will not fight it, and I'm not going to mentally disregard it, or rather, I'm not going to be in resistance to it. To come to that state, you're doing the tools, not for removing all of those karma. Once the karma's life is over or the detachment has come, whatever, then it will automatically go. Because, like I said, in acceptance part, that internal state has to change. So the only way where you can change the reality is by changing yourself, and the only way to change ourselves is to basically go to acceptance state, and acceptance state will detach you from that belief that is basically holding you. It's like that is a process. So that is what we have to work on. There is no other choice. That's it, right? So keep doing this even in this joint family. I'm very much in a joint family. So that is what I do. Irrespective of what others keep doing, I'm just working on my triggers, that's all. And beyond that joint family, there is my internal, immediate family. And everybody is in a different mode. I can see, it's like I don't see the same nature that I currently have in them. It will not be there also. I'll not see my nature in my husband. I'll not see my nature in my children. They'll have some other different nature. Why? Because they are showing me opposite stuff that is within me. That is something that is not in my that is not in my current nature. But I have belief systems around it, which is not really defining who I am. I do have those belief systems that may not take me forward in evolution, which is why they show those behaviors which are totally opposite. And you may get irritated, you may get irked about it, but we have to go to that state where it's okay, can't help it. Like somebody, I'll just come to the next question. So I think so the question here is, you can't work on, they cannot do anything to nullify or anything. They're just, if you think that somebody is affecting my energy and all that, it is because you are allowing that to happen. That trigger when it comes, no, there is a belief system that says, this person is going to do XYZ to me. Rather, when they are in my presence, I can't even think, or because they are very bad, our entire house has become very negative. These are belief systems that we have. See, why
Okay.
do we have, let's say, there is a person drinking alcohol at home. They are drinking alcohol, again, it's a reflection of some negative tendency that we have, and which is why we are seeing this reality. So, what should we accept? Okay, yeah, the only acceptance that it hurts us because, oh, let's say the father is drinking alcohol and it hurts because alcohol might make them die, or that very presence of alcohol itself might bring a lot of such disturbances in the house and all that. Then it is because that is a prarabdha that we have. What can you do about it? You can't do much. You can't make them stop drinking. You can't do any such thing. But all you can come is somehow figure out how to come to that state of peace by acceptance, or coming to some knowledge that I can't control anybody's destiny. They'll keep showing whatever they have to show, but I will stay in my center. I will not trade my calm for alcohol, alcoholism, or their joy. They feel joy in drinking alcohol. Why should I trade my calm for that? I don't have to. My calm is my calm. I'll keep my calm. Let them keep their joy. Let them keep drinking. Let them keep playing video games. Let them keep doing smoking. Let them do whatever they want. But I will not lose my cool. I'm going to, what do you say, come to that state of center. Why? Because of all the things I've learned in the class. And I've given so much of logic here to say why we need to be in acceptance. All the 10 classes, if you put together, you'll have so many reasons why you should be following this. And this is the fundamental of any teaching that you take. Any teaching. It is necessary because it is it is in alignment with the creation and the superiority of God. You are accepting the superiority of God, that He is the creator and I am only His instrument. You are definitely not God in your current state of consciousness. When you become God, you will be in His state of awareness. But as of now, you are not that. If you'll be lying if you say, I am a soul, I am a soul, I am a soul. Is that your reality? Do you even believe it? Do you even know it? Is it in your knowing? Is it in your experience? No. So which means it's a lie. Yes, knowledge is telling you that, but you need to get to that state of knowledge. After you believe it, you have to do XYZ stuff to get to that state. So for now, we have to do what is in the current state. So currently, whatever is there in your plate, accept it, do work on it diligently, sincerely, then go to the next step. Don't try to jump right now. Don't try to desire something that is there. The only desire that you can have is God. The only happiness that you can work for is God's. The only goal that we can have is moksha. If that is very clear in your head now, you will left, right, and center start detaching from all these lower belief systems. Because the one who is bringing your results of action is only God. So why should you worry about people around you who are just bringing you messages? Why should you try to make them happy and all of that? So it is a think that it's something for you to introspect on, so that you can actually seriously think about, I have to detach from this. It's not making any sense. To a large extent, these are the things that actually help me detach from many of the habits that I was trying to control in my children. I just let it helps me because when I have these higher goals, it helps me detach from wanting some of these lower goals, which really can't go beyond this body. What will happen if I try to control something that my daughter is doing? I will die. She will die. That's it. That goal also will die. It's so worthless to go behind a goal which is actually not at all going to go beyond his body. So let's have a goal that is going to go beyond the body, and let us keep pursuing that goal that will go body after body after body. Why should we just go in behind some, what do you say, dead investment? Isn't it? So it is very important for us to think like that. Okay, Sri Lakshmi, if you have
Yeah.
not understood this, let me know.
Yeah, so
You can ask me a
actually,
question.
I asked this question in two ways, okay? Because earlier, what we moved from Bangalore to Chennai. So initially, my in-laws didn't like moving here. So what happened is they keep on complaining. So after a point, I used to think like, okay, when they have some kind of negative feeling, it will affect the whole family. So I used to keep telling, don't do this, don't do this, don't say like that. It will disturb everyone, all the good things and all I used to say. But now this cribbing is still happening, but it is not affecting me anymore. So what
Mm.
I feel is, even I think this came with the acceptance. I think the same situation I shared some time back when there was a fight between my son and husband. I wasn't even, I was not taking it. It wasn't impacting or affecting me anyway. I think this is one thing I asked the question, in that way. The second thing is when I try to follow some way of an acceptance with my son, for example, when he intend to do something, say he's in class 9, but he's not interested to study, getting ready to school, everything. Uh, I used to say like, okay, so I just say, okay, he'll get up when he wants it. So I'm trying to accept it as it is, but the other people in the house, like, oh, he should do this one, that one, and they start, shouting at him, yelling at him, and to some extent, it actually affects me because I'm
Yeah,
trying
because
to
there is that attachment, no?
correct.
And even we try to wake them up because we don't want them to get that punishment in school or college or something.
Yeah,
We
but
do that.
correct. But
But
now,
mm,
one question which is very contemplating for me is, I get his box ready, I get him ready, I get his uniform ready, but it is up to him to wake up, get ready, get out of the school. I cannot, lift him and go and do it because that is more. So sometimes I feel like, am I doing my dharma properly? My role, am I doing it? My responsibility, I'm taking care of it. Or is it right to let it go that way? If he's not interested in studying, I'm putting him in tuition, I'm putting him in class, getting the notebooks, everything. But that writing or that, I've kept all the printouts ready, but it's up to him to write. So if he's not writing, sometimes I feel so overwhelmed and so, worn out that I don't push him to go behind, because that is not, that seva is not possible for me.
you should ask yourself why you are doing this. You are selfish. That is why you're doing it. You are selfish because there is a desire behind it, no? That something is going to affect him if this does not happen. So you're just
Correct. I
trying to cover
had
up.
this question. I questioned that man. So what I decided, okay, if he's not doing, he's going to stand outside, get punished. It's okay. If he's not going to study, he's going to fail. So I started accepting that way as well. So now I'm able to kind of step back. But when it comes down to the family, I'm still, trying to say, okay, if he is going to study, he needs that kind of yelling or shouting from others, so he's getting it. But I will not involve or say stepping out. So that is what my contemplating reason, because I feel like if I couldn't go and do that, okay, somehow I should make him pass, but in the exam hall, if he is not writing, it is how it's going to be. So
Absolutely.
because I wanted to shift him to some other school. What if I shift him to some other school which is a little easier, but still he will not write, it is going to be the same. If he's going in the current syllabus, but I just wanted to have one clarity is, if I couldn't go beyond the push, will I don't feel guilty, but I'm just questioning myself. Will I feel guilty that, oh, I could have done this better that time, or I could have pushed him more to make him right, or like that? That is
See, one
something I
thing that
keep on
helps
questioning.
me is the one thing that helps me is if to help me understand if something is happening in my reality, it is because God has approved it. Because it's God's wish only something is coming in front of me. If it was not his wish, it wouldn't have come in front of me. Because that energy would not be coming together with multiple parties and everything coming together in that form. If it has come in some form, it is because it is valid, it is legal, or whatever you want to call it. It's legal in the cosmos. So I will just take it for granted that okay, if this is happening in this person's in front of me, let it happen. I'm sure it is supposed to happen. So like you said, it is good. How many days can you keep spoon feeding somebody? Let's say today you disappear and then some urgent work. For example, when my mother passed away, I left everything in my house and I went off to my mother's building to basically take care of the rituals and other things. If I had gone for a vacation, I would have been thinking so much, "Oh, what will you eat? What will you cook in my absence? Can I get all the groceries and keep?" All of that would have been there as a part of a planned system. But now that my mother passed away, I had to literally rush. There was no time to even think about this house. Didn't they manage? They managed. For almost 1 month, they managed. Good, bad, or ugly, they managed. So, and at that time, did I even worry about when do they get up? When did they go to school? Did they even manage their dabba? All. So, what we should think is, like I said, things go on with or without us. We are not responsible for making something happen. If we are trying to control something, it is because we think we want to make some outcome happen. So if we are getting that awareness at that time, we just have to step back and say, it's okay, let me allow this to happen the way it has to happen. Because I will not run behind my desire. It will be difficult. Initially, it will be very difficult to hold the urge to not control because we are so used to controlling. But slowly, slowly, if you start stepping back and just allow things to happen the way it has to happen, because you will shift inside, the allowing part will
Correct.
come inside, then automatically, since you have nothing to learn anymore, note that trigger itself is not there anymore, they will not be like that. They will also change. They will show a different version of themselves. So it is, but we have to allow that to happen because we are so attached to our own habits. We will want to keep executing it. In fact, knowledge is also not so, even beyond knowledge, we will do our habits. Habit is something that we have to practice, practice, practice only and learn. Knowledge will not make you do that. Knowledge might push you to do that. But applying knowledge should be something that you have to practice, practice only and learn. And I think the willingness to apply something is also coming by prarabdha and God's grace. That some positive points are helping us go on this journey. And then I think we can only be grateful that we applied something and we were able to apply and we are consistently applying something. If you are not able to apply, I think we have to just keep trying. That trying, even though let's say it's not a part of our prarabdha or plan, but we are trying sincerely, we are giving our best shot, God will definitely change the impossible to possible. He will give us that grace to be able to apply.
Correct. I see that
Whatever may be our
happen.
destiny, whatever may be, whatever plan that we have come here for, it is not written on stone. If we are putting that effort, yeah, this may be my prarabdha, this may be my plan, this may be my whatever, but I am going to keep trying. I can move mountains. I can do my seva so I can keep trying so much in my work ethic that God will definitely be happy someday and He will move it. If we are doing our best to move, no, He will definitely shift. I mean, there are plenty of stories which says like Nachiketa himself. Like Nachiketa was supposed to die, but he went and did tapasya and all of that, and then he was able to get his life back. So there are many stories like that where impossible has become possible because we wanted to do that. So
So one point here is when you're saying about, we do the seva without expecting, okay? So for this, in my main thing is I'm doing the seva for my son. Whatever he asks, he do. Whatever whatever I could do. But something is triggering me, like, I couldn't do the seva, like, I have to make him sit and do. I couldn't do it. So I just let go of that. Okay, I will go sit, allowed time, sit, and then if he's not coming or not sitting for studying or getting ready, I'm just letting it go. So is that meaning that I'm not doing that seva properly or I'm not keeping up
you
my
tell
dharma?
him, you give your instructions, whatever you have to tell, you tell. There is no guarantee that he will sit and do that.
Correct. He's not doing it. I'm letting it go. Say, for example, exam also, I told this is their exam. You have to write it. You have to finish it. He didn't finish it. But I don't know if because that pushing, right, I have to make him drag and make him sit and write. I couldn't do it anymore. I have
Mm.
kind of, left it over because I felt overwhelmed and I couldn't, if I'm doing it, that seva bhava is not there for me. So I'm not doing it. So is it right? Or I should still have that also with a seva bhava and do,
No, you
because I
can't.
can push myself well.
You can only do so much, and you can only take the horse to the water. You can't make
Correct.
it drink.
Exactly. I say the same
Even if
thing.
you
I can
push its
push you to
face
the
inside,
water,
no, you can't
water,
make it
you
swallow.
can make it drink or swallow. Exactly. I say the same example, and I'm just stopping it there because that is only that way I can make peace. If I
And
go beyond that,
why are you not getting those experiences from him yet? It is because there are some, you need to see those, you need to go through those experiences as a part of your karma. Because there are certain matching belief systems which it is necessary for him to trigger for you. And at that time, if your focus is not about his exam, his passing, his this, his that, then if you just make it your exam, your acceptance exam, your goal, your focus, your evolution, and if you make you the student, then you will actually be able to detach from all of those things better. You should become the project, you should become more like the student, and you are more on the project that you're working on. Then you will become the center, and you will become the focus, and you will become the person who you need to work for. So that way, then what they become is not in your control today or tomorrow. It is anyway going to continue to keep happening.
correct. Correct. Because I have seen this one when I let go, he used to have a lot of sugar. Then when I see him sugar, I said, don't do this. Then when I started letting go of it, he only told me like, did you notice that I didn't eat sugar for past 3 weeks? Because that is not triggering me anymore. I can see that small things, but I
Yeah,
see when I let go, it is not, though
yeah,
this question only, this Baba question only, I had this. So I wanted to clarify. Okay.
yeah,
If I'm
yeah.
not pushing
Lots of the
myself
experiences
beyond
that
this.
you're actually sharing here, no, is very, very common to what I faced also.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Thank
Thank
you
you,
so much.
Smita. Thank you.
So the last question that we had was, so here she says that she's been looking at the classes and all of that. I've been listening to the sessions whenever I can. I don't know how to handle my feelings with my husband. Today is a typical day. I woke up at 6 a.m., prepared breakfast and lunch for everyone, kept waking up the kids at 7:45. My husband woke up at 8:20, took kids to school at 8:50. When he came back, one comment, you should wake up, we should wake them up early. Then he also said, that you have a jolly life, you are enjoying your life, and then he doesn't come out. Rather, he's stuck in his room, maybe work from home and all of that. He comes out at 5:30 p.m. Even when he's doing office work, he's playing games on his mobile, and even he sleeps in the evening. And he'll also be watching TV till 2 or 3 p.m., or he plays games, video games, and he doesn't do any housework. In the past, she says, I used to get very upset. Now I do all the things thinking that I'm doing it for God. But when I listen to his comments, I feel angry, upset, irritated, and I recognize this feeling now. But today it is one of those days. See, like I said, we should not um, depend on the reality to shift just because we now suddenly got the knowledge and we've started to practice it. Disconnect from the dependency or so-called expectations. Like I said, you keep filling the white within you. When there is enough white, it will definitely reflect in the reality. Until then, it will keep showing up as gray only. It will keep showing up as black and black and black and slightly different, whatever. So, and then we try to see if you can somehow bring in some gratitude in the whole equation. Like, for example, some days that God has given you that grace where your husband is able to take the children to the, let's say, park. Those days, I'm sure you're blessed. You should be thanking, you should be grateful for those days. Because it was God's wish, you are able to see that. So those are some of those cushion points, like I told you, right? So there are definitely some cushion points among a lot of challenges that you have. So keep thanking and be grateful for the cushion. Be grateful for the awareness that you're getting. I mean, very important. Okay, this is extremely important to keep thanking God for the daily awareness that you're getting, to be able to see that this is happening to me. Even though you are not able to practice acceptance, but if you're able to see where acceptance is lacking within you, imagine that itself is a great blessing. So the more you keep thanking God that this is for this awareness, really grateful. There are so many people who don't even have a clue of what to do, but at least you know that you have a satsang, you can ask questions. There is some maybe some podcast, some recording where you can go to listen, go and write down notes and practice. There is some source that you can actually rely on. Isn't this all a lot of gratitude that you can think of? So when we are able to overfill ourselves with a lot of gratitude, despite all these challenges, we will come back to the center. And this coming to the center is not to make our challenges go away. Challenges will go away when you keep applying acceptance, keep applying gratitude and other things to make sure that whatever is happening in my life really is not affecting me anymore. It doesn't disturb my center of balance. That is ultimately the focus. Let anything happen in my life, I am not disturbed because I don't have to pay attention to that and let that affect me and my center of peace, because it doesn't matter to me anymore. I don't identify with that anymore. All of that, when that kind of thinking comes, then whatever keeps happening, it'll keep happening. But it might take time. Like I said, with husbands, with children and all that, we have a lot of triggers to face with them, lot of baggage that we have to detach. So it might take some time. It might feel like, oh, it's not at all moving, but the everyday's experience will have a different frequency. We may have already worked on it with acceptance the previous day, but it'll look like the same thing is happening today also. But you can't understand that there is some shift there from yesterday to today. There has been a shift, but you may not be able to see it. It's like the shade of black to gray. You can't make out so much. Universe is already working on it, honestly, sincerely, and it is giving you what you absolutely have worked for in your reality. If you have, rather, if your if you have shifted to that extent, the reality has changed, but you may not be able to see it because you are blind with expectations. Your expectations might be very high, so you may not be able to identify even something that is small and shifted. So what I would say is, don't even measure your reality. Someday it will become very obvious. Like she said, no, she had totally detached, and then one day he came and told, Amma, I left sugar. And at the same time, no, today, if he has left sugar, she can't even be like, suddenly, okay, thank God he has left sugar. Why sugar was bad? If that is still in her head, no. Tomorrow again, he'll give her one more experience. Why? Because we are still in duality. See, in duality, we have to just learn to balance. We have to just learn to balance and come to the center. But it will always keep rocking, left, right, and center. It will keep rocking. But we have to stay in the center. Irrespective of the situations, we have to stay in the center. We have to keep coming to restore our balance back to the center. And all the tools that we share, meditation, ho'oponopono, this, that, gratitude, puja, whatever, God, connection to God, everything where you, like everywhere God is there, no? Everything God is there. So if you are able to recognize the hand of God in everything, whether it's puja, this, that, whatever, it'll help you come to the center of balance. And that is your focus, to come to that center and neither go to positive nor negative. Because if you're going to positive, if you're running behind positive, you will definitely experience negative. That is how the duality is. If you are increasing your positive balance, negative will definitely come back to balance it out, to rebalance it out. So that is the way it works. So don't go behind positive also, don't go behind negative also, don't take sides, don't expect anything. So just come to the center, be in the center. So that is the only focus that we have to have. Okay, so here also, I would say he is again, he'll keep doing whatever he has to do. It might take some time for people to shift and show you that shift, rather show in the reality to shift. If you have just started your journey, it might take maybe 1 or 2 years. You have to just be happy with what you are doing, be satisfied with what you, as long as you keep thinking that I am only doing everything, I am only doing everything. And if you start thinking that I am just an instrument for God, if he wishes, your hand may not even work today. If he wishes your leg might just collapse today, then what will you do? So, because of his wish, because of his grace, your hand is working. You are able to do all the chores at home. You are able to feed people. Because that is a role that you accepted in this life, a mother's role. It was your choice. Nobody forced you to become a mother. It was your choice that these are the feminine limitations I have, feminine related limitations that I have. I need to become a feminine and a person, a lady, and only then experience all these things. I can't be a masculine and let go of all my feminine limitations, right? So I need to face, as a female only, I need to face all these things. And as a male, somebody will come to give all other opposite stuff. That is already something that I only practiced as a male body, in my own male body. So as long as we are totally focused on our own evolution, our own work ethic, if there is no God also in our head as much as possible, you should have the focus for the best work ethic as the best. Like, imagine how happy you'll be when you only are improving, and keep giving yourself that joy in your own work. If you are always happy with your own work and you're so thrilled with the kind of work that you're doing, that's it. That's enough. You gave your best shot and you left no stone unturned, and nobody can even recognize any flaws. You yourself can't recognize any flaws in your own work. As long as, and you're not doing it for your own stuff, you're doing it because that is the right thing to do. Duty is far more important than happiness or joy. Duty is very important. You should do your, rather your duty mindedness should be far higher than happiness focus. No happiness. We are not here for happiness. Happiness will be a part of your package, will be in your experience if it has come as a part of your karma package, prarabdha package. You can't expect it. If you don't expect it also, it will come to you because you've earned it, you've planned it, and it is going to be a part of your experience. You don't have to run behind it, but which is your only job is to do duty, and God will be happy with that duty if you do it well. That's all. And we will come to the center, and we will not get rocked in duality if we are doing our duty the way we are supposed to do it, like it is worship. Okay, so what I would say for this is just keep doing whatever you have to do. And um, with respect to all the demands, other demands that he has asked, again, those are triggers. It is your belief that if I do XYZ to them, then they will not be respectful towards me. They will be nice towards me only when I do XYZ, only when I give them the XYZ experience, then they will be nice to me. All of that is your belief. So again, this is a trigger that you need to remember. It's a trigger that you have this limited belief. And oh, I have this belief. That is why I feel like this. That is why all of these experiences that are happening to me is telling me all of these things. So we should again always be in that, what is my trigger? What is my belief system that is being triggered here? Even if you don't understand the belief system, okay, something is within me, some belief is within me, that is why I'm feeling like this. Okay, it is some, it is just getting triggered. Whatever is within me only is getting triggered. That is why I'm sad. They have nothing, they have no role to play in this. I don't have to blame them. I don't have to expect them to behave XYZ with me. Tell me why do we suddenly feel that the world has to be very nice to me? If let's say now world is not nice to me, my husband is not nice to me, or my children are not nice to me, why should we expect that everything has to be nice to me? What have we done? Why do we deserve it? Why do we think we deserve it? I have done XYZ, so I deserve it. So when we only think, when we introspect this ourselves, then we will realize, hey, I have, yeah, it's a human tendency, right? Everybody should be a human, right? Human rules, human dharma, they have to be respectful. Do I deserve it? Maybe even I still don't have that. I'm not, I still have the karma where somebody is still not playing their human dharma also. which is to be respectful towards others. Because I may not have the tendency. Because I'm thinking, I'm judging somebody else, no? I'm thinking they are bad. Even that is also not a human tendency. To be able to judge somebody else and badmouth them in our mind. So when we go to really, so this is what is called self-discovery. This is what is going to self-realize us. We are realizing who we are only. And we are actually shocked on a daily basis. You see all these triggers that are coming to us? They are only helping us realize what kind of personality we have. And only when we accept that current personality, which is currently in our plate, will we be able to get to that top-notch state of divine personality, which is again within us only. Because unless we accept our lower forms, like unless we step on step 1, we will never get to step 10 at some point, no? We have to walk on step 1. And we have to accept that we were on step 1 and then leave that step 1, and then only we'll get the experience of step 2. Like that, whatever is in our current reality, we will have to accept that, and then only we'll get the experience of God reality someday. Someday, which is again within us only. Okay, so I have also answered this. If you have any other further questions, I can take it. And next class will be maybe after 1 week or 1 week or 2 weeks. I'll give that gap, and maybe August or sometime we'll start. I'll announce that season 5, and again we'll go back to basics, and I'll do the same things.
Nita,
Yeah.
please, I had a question. About doctors we're talking. I could hear only 50-50 because of my daughter being around. I'm doing most of these things I have always been doing. Thank God for that awareness that Ma has given me. But what I want to understand further is charging the patient.
Harika, can you please be on mute? Yeah, continue, Kirti.
What I wanted to show, these are all the awareness that Ma has given me. Only after my initiation into sadhana and all this much awareness has come. But what I'm not understanding is charging the patient. Okay, that I've still not understood the communication with her. With the patient, how do I go forward? So there's some kind of restriction there.
You mean to say, as a doctor, how much you should charge?
Like
There
on
will be
what?
some market rates or something like that, right? Typically, your kind of doctor, whatever they charge. So you
Okay.
think that you don't deserve it, whatever number you put?
No. See, I have this conflicting thing. Sometimes it's a part of service. No, it is a part of
Oh,
service.
should I charge them or no? Or should I do free of?
Yes, it is also that I was trained in a very big centers wherever I've worked and wherever I've been in, and the work that we deliver is we usually deal with trauma cases, people with accidents and all of that. So there are these people, they do not have, how do I tell you? You feel bad for them because some people are struggling and all that. And some people also take advantage of this. Okay, so I'm not able to distinguish. So then I realize when I am not very, what is that? My belief somewhere is lacking in something. What is that? In Tamil they say "Paav padra." We feel bad for them.
So you feel
So
that you are overcharging because there are some people who are maybe underprivileged or something.
some people are underprivileged,
And there
but
are some
what will
people
happen is
who are able to pay also, but then if you charge less, but then they might also, it might not be.
what they do is when I do less for them, they'll go to some other place, pay 3/4 and get this done. They have that much capacity, but
in my experience, I also encountered this as a professional. The way I brought rather peace to myself is I I gave myself a number, right? I thought whatever is the number, let's say that is the number. Then I told myself, instead of feeling guilty that people cannot pay, people can pay, what is that ideal number I should have and all that, I fixed a number, whatever it is, based on my felt worth or whatever, my time, I fixed a number. I told myself that if there is anybody who comes across and at that time, my intuition tells me that there is a genuine need that this person cannot pay. At that moment, I will make a decision. I will forego that money. But on a standard, I will have whatever rates that I am going through. But when at that time, when I see a need, it is in my capacity to, let's say, change the decision of whether I should take or whether I should take less or whatever. So then what will happen? It will sort of, you will just leave it to that moment when it happens.
So in our case, it's a multidisciplinary. So my father has been serving in this village for a long time. So most of them call him Sami. That is God. Because he is that is a blessing actually. He has done so much seva that there is so much of protection come because of that. So, and some people I see them taking this as an advantage. And now I am not at the end where I am the final call. So sometimes I feel bad that both of us are getting manipulated in some places.
See, when you feel that somebody is taking advantage, there is see, whatever experience happens to you, it is only karmic all the time. Whether you understand it or no, it is always going to happen. If somebody is stealing money from you, it is because you've stolen money from somebody else in the past. So even you may have money today, but that money may leave you because you no longer deserve it as of now. So like that, let's say many people lose money in stocks and all of that. Either way, what I'm trying to tell is whatever happens in that flow of events according to your karma, prarabdha karma, will keep happening. Your focus should be only to read that and find out your triggers and make the best opportunity to clean up your antakaran. That's it. You can't control who comes to you, what they do to you, what they tell you, all of that. It is an automatic process that is anyway happening. You are just a pawn. It's like there is a big drama going on, and the director has told many people to do many things. You have no control of who's going to come and play what. You may not have clarity of many things that are happening in the drama also. You just have to play your role. And in your role, the only clarity that you have is to be able to understand what is my trigger, what is my limited beliefs, and I'm going to detach from my limited beliefs because they no longer serve me. Now you can clearly say that, oh, I have this belief that somebody is taking advantage of me, which means that there is a lot of trust issues. Why don't I trust these people? That there is, at that time, you should just think that this dissatisfaction and this deviation that I have is because of what is belief system clashes that I have within me. It is not because they are like that. I'm seeing them like that. And whatever they take from me, extra money, no money, whatever money issues that is actually happening, it is happening as per the prarabdha. You don't have to think that they are like that. Don't blame the pose, because pose is already acting out according to God's will. That experience is coming to us according to God's will. We are supposed to deserve that experience, which is why we are getting it. But what you make out of it, make hay while the sun shines, they say, no? If you don't make hay when the sun is shining, it is your loss. So when the knowledge has come, put full advantage of putting that knowledge instead of reading the pose. Pose is not your subject. You are your subject to study. Because you don't know yourself. You are not realizing somebody else. You are self-realizing. On the journey of self-realization, not somebody else's realization. What is the point of reading somebody? There is no what do you say, return on investment in reading somebody, trying to analyze somebody. You are the one who's supposed to, you should know yourself, because you don't know who you are. Suddenly, oh, I see jealousy within me. Oh, I see trust issues within me. Did you know you had all that until you came to that situation? You didn't know.
So when I see a wrong happening in front of me, I surrender
not
it to
wrong.
God.
There's no right or wrong. Everything is right only. We
Correct.
think it's wrong.
Karmically, yes, but I see because it's a multidisciplinary. I'm not the sole person making the decision. So when the other person is
Ignore them.
doing, my
No, what I'm
father,
saying is ignore them. You will definitely take decisions. At that time, whatever you think is right, you're anyway taking. But what I'm saying is, irrespective of anything, at some point, if you feel sad, angry, whatever, some off center, believe that there is a perspective within you that is making you off center. So,
Mhm,
and at that
mistaken
time,
belief
you-
within me
that
that is
is
making me feel all this.
off center, some frequency in that experience made you go off center because you already had that nature to go off center when that such a experience comes.
Okay.
It is not their problem, it is a problem that is within you, us. That recognition is enough. Then you will not go around blaming somebody for that off center. That is what is called acceptance. You can't change it. You can't change it. You can't make yourself stop feeling like that. You should just believe that this feeling is because of what is within me. That's all. That's why I'm feeling. They are not responsible for that feeling. That's enough. That acceptance is more than enough. Then you are not fighting anybody about it.
So I actually have this feeling that my dad charges way less, and they go to another place and they pay three folds. Here they'll say, I don't have this, I don't have this. Somewhere they'll go, they pay three folds and they get that operated. So I
See,
feel,
what I'm saying
uh,
is when a person has done so much of service and they've seen so much of money, they'll reach a cliff top in their head, which means that a person, when they get so much of money sometimes, or that by nature also, let's say they have
mm, mm,
they
mm,
have done so much and they've gone to a sense of satisfaction in their head after many years, then money is not a point that they want to haggle anymore.
mhm,
They are willing to let go because service is far more important for them, and their spiritual knowledge and whatever knowledge that they have, they already know karma yoga is far more important. Money will come, money will go, because money is only a part of my prarabdha. I may Coolie works 1,000 times harder than you, but does he have the money? It's not
correct.
about that. It is about how much of money is already there in your prarabdha. It will come, it will go. You can't dictate and say, I may have the prarabdha of no money, but I'm going to make money come. That will not work because you still
Mhm,
don't have the energy to handle that money.
mhm.
And for
So in
that,
such
first of all, we need to
situation,
accept all of that. Hence, we don't know what we are, we don't know how we are, we don't know anything, but there are minute to minute, present moment to moment triggers are coming. All that we have to do is put acceptance there, acceptance process there. In that moment, you work, that's all. Forget about next moment, past moment, this moment, that moment. Don't put analysis, nothing. It's like even a woodcutter can actually do acceptance and surrender and go to self-realization
mm,
with this concept.
so I tell myself I accept everyone as they are. This something that's happening within me
Which
is
is
the
why I'm
core.
disturbed.
I'm disturbed.
That's all.
God show me the way. Sharanagati.
God show me the way, nahi. What will God show you the way? You are already in
In some
acceptance.
way,
It'll come
okay,
when it
no,
has to come, it'll come.
no. What I've been doing is I just do this. Acceptance ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಅದೇ ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳೋದು. This is the thing that I follow. You show me where I have to go, I'll go. And then I keep this thing. Money used to be very challenging before. Then I'll say, you tell me the number in the head. I'll charge that. I was doing that. But somewhere I'm not fully in sync with that.
It is a journey. See, when we serve people,
Mm,
no, we are actually discovering our own karmic patterns. That's all. We are not serving anybody. Please understand that nobody needs our service. It's in the act of service, we become humble. We get that humility. To get to humility, we take a profession where we do service, where we can do more service, where we can connect to more people, because we are ready to encounter lots of triggers at the same time, not just with our family but with strangers and other different kind of people. So we are now apart. Our sole plan is to connect to many different people at the same time to get to understand many of our triggers. We are not going to heal anybody. We are not here to serve them. They are not uplifted because of us. It's our doership issues that we have, ego. But as long as we know that I'm just an instrument, God will help whoever has to be healed. If somebody is not healing, it's again something that is God's wish, whatever. See, what is happening is through us, but I'm also not doing it. Every single thought that comes into your head is His only. So, in that way, you are like a dog can also be in His instrument and become a doctor. For whatever reason, He can make somebody a doctor. Like, for example, when a illiterate person can maybe start to recite the Vedas, impossible can be possible, something like that. So he can make anybody anything. Like Hanumanji says, no, I'm just a monkey. He just made me do this entire thing. It's his Leela, it is not me. If he can make a monkey do, there are so many monkeys, he'll make them also do. So, like that, God has the capacity to make anything from any instrument possible. So, we are so, what do you say, absolutely non existent. Sorry, we should think we are not very important, if you ask me. And our identity is not very important. The more we give importance to our identity, the more we'll want to nourish that identity, give pleasure to that identity, and all that. So we just have to go towards humility where we are nothing, where we don't have an existence in front of God, not even as a dust on His feet, because we still haven't reached that level to even touch Him, touch that level of perfection, no? In that sense. So yeah, I think I've answered your question. You introspect on this more and more. The more you keep writing about it, the more you'll get answers based on these lines. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I mean, from the beginning of few seasons to now, that agitation has actually calmed down in you.
That's what I go to and fro. Sometimes I'm very shanta, I'll be like that. Sometimes I can do like,
No, it's okay. It's okay. Like I said, we have all,
uh,
it keep coming. The triggers will keep coming. At that time, you just realize that, yeah,
correct,
yeah, it's there. It's there. Acknowledgement of whoever we are is very important. Whenever it has to change, it will change. But that acknowledgement is the beginning.
thank
Okay? Okay, I think we've answered all the questions of season 4. And do anybody else have any questions?
I just want to do a sharing, Smita.
Please. If anybody
Yeah,
else also wants to share, do share.
yeah. Actually, last 2 weeks, yeah, after you left Switzerland for Switzerland, it was very challenging for me because I got my tooth removed because my uh, teeth, the one which had a cap got broken, the teeth got fractured and everything. And immediately after that, my husband had a brain hemorrhage. Yeah, but by God's grace, it was not very. It was just that he has to take care of himself. He's active, everything. It's just the start of it. So I think it was very divine, great. And the doctor had asked him to stop tobacco and vodka immediately. Yeah, which I've been trying for so many years. Probably this incident came for him to stop it. I say. And after a few days after that, though my tooth was paining, I was on juice fast and everything. Yeah. And few days then, my daughter, younger one, she went into depression. She was going, and she had the thoughts of suicidal thoughts. In Jain, we have think if you're sick and all, then you can go to the monk and take a oath, and you can go fast into death. She came to me. What about that? Should I go do the Santara? Even I've been earlier times, I would tell her why are you talking like this and all. But this time I was very calm. I accepted whatever she said. Accepted my husband's situation, everything. And I said, okay, it's okay if you want to do, if you want to go for all this, let's go to the saint. We will ask him what to do and what not to do. Yeah. So then that night, then something changed, and she went spoke to my daughter, my elder one, and my elder one spoke to her, and that entirely changed. That became a 360 degrees, and she became better the next day. What my thing was, I accepted that particular thing. Okay, what she is going through, I accept. I will not. Otherwise, earlier I would have got baffled why she's thinking like that. What has happened? Yeah, and about my husband also. Yeah, so I was just cool with that.
Yeah.
And now my husband still he's eating, though is reduced tobacco and all. But now after this today's classes, I feel no, I have to accept whatever it is still eating. He has reduced it. He's still eating with it. It has to like that. I had to first. I was going to tell him, I will do seva. अब कुछ भी हो गया after leaving, then I will do your seva. Otherwise, I will not do it to still continue to that. But after today's class, I feel like whatever it is, I will do whatever I have to do, and whatever he has to do, I'll accept. Whether he is to leave, he will leave. He'll not leave, he will leave. I'll accept whatever it is. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
last 2
Because we
days
have
were
that attachment towards people, we want them to align to our ideologies, but that won't work. They are not here to align with our ideologies. First of all, what are our ideologies? Our limited belief systems, which we only have to let go of. So now imagine trying to control them and make them align to my belief systems, which I have to let go of. It is meaningless. So whatever they are doing, they are helping you detach from your belief systems. So detach from your belief systems and just let them do their job of whatever God has told them to do. Let them keep doing. So it is important that we work on our attachments. The more we attach to God, the less we are attached to sansar and the people in the sansar. And it doesn't mean that we'll become saint or yogis or something like that. We will still be in the same family. We will still be doing everything, and our joy and our happiness and everything will start increasing if we detach. Detachment is not equal to um, not equal to what do you say, going far away from them mentally also. It is more about not dancing to the ups and downs that they show us. That's all. We are always trying to coming back to our center. That's all. That is what is called detachment. We are detaching from the positive, we are always detaching from the negative, and we are coming back to the center where we are not affected by anything. For that, we have certain principles, we have certain teachings, we have certain ways of life that we are leading, and we practicing that, we keep practicing. So, okay. Yeah. Good job, Anju. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you. Anybody
Thank you,
else
sir.
has anything to share? We have
Yeah, hi,
actually maybe another 10 minutes and then we'll stop because 6 o'clock she has a call.
Yeah, hi, Smita. This is Hema.
Hi.
So last week we discussed about this maid, right?
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much for that explanation. So I'm very relieved now. So whenever she's coming, I'm not seeing whether she's looking at me, what I'm doing, and all. I'm just what I am, who I am. Even I'm in a joint family with mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law also come now. She'll be with us for more than 6 months. So now it is so cool that whatever, okay, let them say whatever they want, whether they're watching or not, let me do what I want to do. So it is so simple if I do that. Even if they talk something, I'm not minding.
Thank you, Hema. Thank you so much for the feedback. I'm glad these things.
Thank you. Thank you so much,
In
Smita.
fact, even whatever y'all share and this constant discussion in these classes, no, it helps me also understand my own triggers in my family. So that way it is more of a give and take. I'm not like a teacher. I may have understood the concept because of his grace, and then I'm coming and just sharing, just doing some extra rather that work of sharing. But in return, I'm also learning equally like y'all only. So because just because I know doesn't mean that I'm actually better at it. But the more I talk about it, the more I would have told something to somebody, I'll see exactly the same situation in my life. Until then, I may not have been aware about it. But once that advice comes from my mouth, I'll also be clear about how to approach that in my life. Because we all share some common karma, which is why we are all together, which is why most of our stories we are able to resonate and apply in our life. It's not just like that we are here together. Okay. Thank you so much to everybody who have attended these classes. And it is important for us to remember just one season is not enough. We have to keep repeating these seasons because there is so much of influences that we have at a cosmic level. The more you keep trying to go towards a positive or sattvic state, there will be 10 different forces to pull you towards your old habits. It is very important for you to understand that. And you should always keep climbing. The moment you let go and you say, so boring, you'll fall. It's very important. So yeah, Hanita.
Smita, this is Anita. I also would like to thank you so much, Smita, because recently I discovered that giving or offering any situation to Krishna or to my favorite deity, it really transformed my situation. I feel so light, and I am so thankful to you. I wanted to express that in this session, Smita.
Thank
I'm
you,
not able to switch
Anita.
on my video, but on the offering to Lordங்கிறது வந்து I didn't, I don't know. It took only 1 second for that thing to come into me. Like, okay, let me offer this situation to God. And then whatever be the situation, I'm ready to take it for any long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
Yes.
you have also listened very sincerely to all these seasons, not just fourth season, all the seasons you've been through. And
Because it was meaning so much to me, Smita. It is like my life itself transformed after coming to your session. I've been to so many classes for the past 20 years, but this past 1 year or 2 year, no, it is really, I could see my life has started to move. Until then, it was like I've been stagnant. Like my cup was just being filled up, or I was not able to empty my cup also. But once I started to hear your first season, I knew that, okay, this is it. Because all the other 20 years information got collated and I started to apply. Until then, I was not able to apply anything. So whatever you said, no, it helped me to really do it. And it was only theory class. So I feel quite emotional also now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
thank you all so much for co-participating.
Yeah,
Without
I
your
totally agree with Anita. Yeah, really. Life has become so easy. I know I used to be a crybaby and everything. Yeah, I've stopped saying that. I don't know. So much has
Yeah.
changed. So much of things have changed. I started accepting, surrendering. There's so much to work. Still there is. But what I was and what I am, stopped advising people. Stop worrying about my brother. Stop worrying about the stepson. As it is, so many things. Stop worrying about my sisters or whatever is happening around me.
yeah,
I just,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's
So,
like,
That mind will eventually become still only when we start detaching from all these small things that we want to control.
yes, I'm able
Slowly,
to
and
detach from
God
my
is
own
actually
parents.
helping us. God is helping us by giving us these triggers, by showing, see, here you are attached, here you are attached, here you are attached. So if we apply the principles and slowly start working on detachment, someday that load will become less and less and less and less, and that antakarna will become clean, and then we can actually experience the stillness of God.
Yes, I feel so thankful to my mother-in-law now. She is with me now. And because of her only, I was able to surrender to Krishna and I could see so much change inside me. I
Yeah.
felt so thankful to her. Unmele, I felt no genuine thankful gratitude I felt for her.
See, within
Because
1 year, I hate my mother-in-law has become, wow, I thank my
yes,
mother-in-law.
yes. That's really a
Smita, now
miracle.
I am like, I'm seeing my mother-in-law just like a god.
Thank you so much. Yeah, for me also, it went from a state of hate to wow, I love her, respect her. It has definitely come to that level. So, thank you everyone again for these classes, and it really means a lot for me also. Thank you.
If there is time, I would like to share about this divine design also, Smita. I have
Please,
been in
you can share. Definitely.
Yeah, so I was so in the month of May, I have two daughters, so I have sent them for vacation to my parents' place, and I for a year long I wanted to do that, since you were also mentioning in the classes, and Manjulaka is, I mean, we are working in the same office, so we used to discuss this. So I somehow wanted to do it last, but
You may
the
switch off your video,
meditation
Hema.
really yeah.
Now you can talk.
So those meditations, can you hear? Yeah. So I did meditation before the class also. So that was really very good experience, Smita. Now after that, maybe I've lost that. I mean, I'm not remembering everything and all that, but still that is a very good experience, Smita. And the way I look at things has changed now.
You mean the divine design is what you're mentioning,
Yeah.
right?
After divine design, yeah.
Yeah. Anita also did the divine design, I think, with us, and many people here have done it. I'm not sure who did it, but yeah, Anita
Yes,
can
I
tell
also
about.
did, Smita. Divine Design was another superb experience for me. I listened only to the recordings, but it was fantastic. I was like living in another world, like Harry Potter Mari. I was transformed to another world.
Yeah, in case other people, if somebody wants to go through this divine design playlist, it is actually on the group description. You can do it in your
And
own
please
time.
restart again, Smita.
See that those things, no, it leads eventually to acceptance and surrender only, right? Where we get all of that information, and then which is why we eventually go to acceptance and surrender. So this was far more that core teaching is what I felt, and I just jumped to this.
And those meditation, everything after that, when my kids are back, I'm not able to do. I don't have time. I mean, as usual, as you say, I have to wait till. But those experiences were very good, Smita. So I'm just not rushing. I feel whenever there is a time, I will get time to do those things.
Yeah, as of now, you focus on work is worship and acceptance and all of that, and then slowly, as the detachment becomes more and more and more and more, that stillness will also increase, and automatically wherever you sit, you'll start meditating,
Mm.
or you'll be meditating on your work itself.
Mhm. Chanting has become, it is always there, Smita, whatever I do.
Yeah.
And if I forget, then some problem comes and I start it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for actually staying for 3 hours today. It's a great feeling. I didn't want to cut short this class. Just wanted to give it the best time to finish it off in a satisfied way. Okay, thank you everyone. To the
Thank
Supreme
you,
God, to
Smita.
my spiritual teacher, to all the spiritual teachers, holy masters, all the saints, holy angels, spiritual helpers, and all the great ones. We thank you for your great blessings for season 4, for successful completion of season 4 and all the 10 classes. We are really grateful for the knowledge that you've shared. Dear God, thank you so much for all the awareness that you've given to all of us, and for the kind of evolution that you've shown to us and the love that you've shown to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
You.
you so much.